This one's live, so.
Oh, yeah.
No, not yet. No. He's still relatively early in his bowling. Like, he's got all kinds of tools. Okay. Yeah, no. He's bowling track round, so you can.
Yeah, those guys. You want some? Don't get some.
No short of which I appreciate.
I appreciate it. And I think that's the movement, right? Like, and that's what's cool about PGA. When you do the action match tonight, right? Like, you can bowl. I mean, I've heard about PGA.
I have seen it's incredible.
It's legit. Like, you got 11 and 12 bowling, $1,000 a game, head to head. 13 and 14, loser gets a pie to the face. 15, 16, they're bowling for who pays for the league season the rest of the year. You know what I'm saying? It's whatever you call it. So whatever you want to call it, right? And so that's kind of the cool thing. Gotcha, okay. I thought you were talking about this guy over here. Okay. He may hold that. He hold it. Gotcha. That's pretty, that's a long strike. Might have been in here. No, I don't think it's here. That was draw to the end. He's 22. Future roster, but I think he's already on it. Looks like, I don't know if it's official. If not, it could be. It's pretty solid. I know it's still warm up, like you can tell. You can tell by someone's motion and how they get to it. And by the way, how good you are. You don't shoot 75. So you don't shoot 900 by accident. I've been fortunate enough. Majority of the 900s in the last decade have been with Roto. That's great. There's a lot more than and more than any other
next gen stuff.
Yeah. And so getting to meet some of these guys, they're like an odd. You found the spot. You really 36. Like that's proper to you, right? That's a nice little flip. So much so, it was when they were kind of getting hot and heavy there for a little bit, and Bill was still alive. He's like, "Oh, what ball will he throw?" And it was like 3 in a row where Roto balls. And he's like, "What's going on here? Why is this happening?" Bill, you can't control that. Right? We have we don't even know who these people are or where they live.
What ball? Like nothing.
Yeah. But that was just always because that was Bill's mentality, right? And he always would tell me. He goes, I can get rid of Roto. He goes, I built Storm, I bought Roto. Roto can go away. That was just his mentality. I could move real good.
Chicago is like such a fun mecca. Like I was at a collegiate event a couple years ago, and I was looking at the roster, and someone said, Michael Jones, Kyrene High School, and Kyrene High School is a very specific school in Chicago. Like you know what I'm saying? Like it's like one of those. Oh, you got to be Chicago to know that that's Kyrene, right? It's not like a. Yeah, a lot of high schools or schools in general have similar names, same name. Yeah. Find one of those.
St. Francis.
Something like that, right. Yeah. Like, no, Kyrene is in Chicago. Right? So I'm like, man, you live in Chicago? He said Chicago on his town, and I ended up talking to his coach. I'm like, man, yeah, Chicago, dude. Like, blah, blah, blah. So I ended up seeing like 1 or 2 shots. Never seen the show. And then I, don't know this full story of like when he got out here, et cetera, and so forth, how long he had been out here, but he went to school in Grand Canyon, which is saw him at the Cactus Classic at Theo Rums in June. Really actually got a chance to watch him bowl. I was like, oh man,
He's got touch and feel.
he wants to be right. He could, he's at the right age. We're talking about you.
Sausage,
Awesome. Thank you, sir.
bacon,
Thank you very much.
Dear.
napkins.
Appreciate it. That's the right age over here where you can invest the time. You know what I'm saying? And the small screen, but yeah. Mine is not that good today. I think it's because the English muffin is a little hard. Well, I mean, we saw some people use it and work, but they had to get it going forward.
Yeah,
Right.
that's what I'm thinking. One looks pretty good.
Right.
I feel like your margin could be even smaller when you're
All right, bowlers, please hold up on your warm-up. Once again, you'll be skipping a pair. Left lane will go left, right lane will go right.
Correct.
This is your last call to add any brackets, high game pots, crisscross doubles. Make sure you guys fill out a sheet, please. It must be paid in full if you want
Paid
them to-
in full.
if you want us to account for
Because
them.
I'm paid in full.
And also, thank you everybody for being here at 8 a.m. on a Saturday. This squad doubled the amount of entries from last year, so thank you. All right, good luck.
Ooh, you're right. That is one hard.
Good luck, brother.
give it a rating, I would say it's below 6-7.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, like the last 2 days were perfect.
Man.
Then that's like,
I feel like she had multiples on the tray. I feel like she probably didn't have to. I think she was just making hours, like 'cause no one else was ordering them. Yeah. She had about 6 to make today.
oh, thanks, bud.
Good morning. I'm not done yet. Thank you.
You got a headset. Are you going to put a headset on yet?
Yeah, 2 seconds. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We are back in business here at the Agent Ong Open. It is a full day and essentially a full squad day. 3 full squads, 6 games each, 8 a.m. Arizona time. Of course, we're underway 1 p.m. this afternoon local time. And of course, 6 p.m. tonight local time. Emil Williams Jr. here with you, along with Chris Schlemer. Roto Schlemer is in the building.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hello. How we doing
Harry
here?
Curry.
Day 3 here of the Agent Ong Open. Look at that kid down there.
That's actually very appropriate for
He's banging on the thing. Look at that.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I'm old, so some of you younger folk won't know what that is, but yeah, no.
That's pretty good Harry Carey.
I can appreciate the Harry Carey.
Yeah.
And appreciate Will Ferrell bringing that back right as well.
So it's a full squad day, folks. Again, 3 squads, and then the final opportunity tonight to advance will be the Desperado squad.
I like that song.
Desperado. That will be what feels like now in the wee hours of the evening. We got a long way to go before we get there. That means you guys should check on us throughout the day, periodically. Make sure we are still in the right mindset. as hydrated and energized as we possibly can be.
Yeah, speaking of, I've got shout out to Bree for Pumpkin Starbucks this morning. Aaron Yamamoto for my sponsorship with Monster Zero. And then shout out to Jeff Krause with, we got the Driving Me Coconuts Shift Caffeine Coffee. So yeah, Schlem's going to stay hydrated over on this side of the yard.
Early congrats. Just a fantastic evening last night. That dessert we had talked about all day yesterday was well worth the wait between the action match with Kyle Troop and Matt Jones.
Oh, absolutely.
Well
worth the price of admission.
No doubt. If you had a chance to watch that last night, thanks for staying up. If you didn't get a chance to watch it, you went to sleep or had some other items to handle, things to do, you can watch that, of course, on the Bullstream TV YouTube channel.
Which surpassed 10,000
and it did surpass
subscribers last night.
$10,000.
Shout out to all you fans and all you foot soldiers doing the work to spread the good word to get our man Emil past the 10,000 mark, and that's an awesome highlight right there, my man. Shout out to you and your hard efforts to get to that milestone.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
And we're rolling on. A lot small goals, as the players on tour often say. You got to just keep stacking the small wins.
That's it.
And that's what players are going to try to do this morning. The only, I guess not the only difference, but the most important intangible or variable in this case is what has been a lane condition that has not been friendly, right? It's not giving up scores like the casino. Right, it's not just going to give you any score.
You're saying that? Oh, the house. Is that how those things stay open? The house isn't giving you jackpots. They give you a little something here, a little something there. Got some interesting scoreboards right now.
Yeah,
for those watching at home.
It is interesting.
Yeah. And I don't even know how to explain it right now. Maybe because it's just earlier, right?
Right. Well, there's a lot. Okay, so just from the beginning of practice, or prior to practice, right? We saw the Aberlon pads out, and then the first couple shots of practice, and not just the warm-up shots, right? We know what those look like.
Yeah.
But there were some folks saying, let's see what this fourth arrow looks like right now with all of this additional surface that I've added.
And that was one thing that as soon as it happened, I looked at you and I'm like, okay. You know, if you're going to use, if you're using Thane and using surface, you're usually going to play in the zone that you're trying to beat up to carve. Mm-hmm. But yeah, some of these guys down this way, just reactive and urethane sandblasted, I'm just going to throw it at 20. 15. By the way, don't look now. 11 and 12 right here. Bree is on your screen. She's throwing the Hustle. Red, purple, black, which is a solid. It came out of the box originally sanded. She shined it.
Okay.
And again, she's the queen of hustles, right? Because it's 80% of her arsenal is the variations of hustles. And she just feels like we talked about it whenever she got done yesterday. She's got that spot on the track with that ball. She can kind of keep on line and do her little thing. Kind of like what was the guy yesterday morning?
Jeremy McElliott.
Yeah. He's reactive, and he was kind of in that same zone. And she's like, okay. She goes, yeah. She goes, I see that. And I'm like, okay. And, by the way, spare, 4-bagger, spare.
Well, if you remember last night, she bowled a 6 p.m. sweeper and shot 230 out the gates.
Yep.
And when she switched pairs, she had ran into some of the had already brewed or developed some of the urethane carry down, and she started to see early hooks. So that would be the thing that she'll be looking for and then have to manage.
Yep.
And we know how difficult it is pair to pair, either way, right?
Oh,
just taking everything else out of play.
Yeah, and like I said, we're taking Now we're adding in traffic too, and it's a different type of traffic this morning. And again, we have a handful of folks that have already bowled a squad or two, but we have some folks that are just getting into town, right? So we got some newbies this shift. In fact, 1, 2, I count, 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, now we're almost half of our crew down here within eye distance is new today. Got some pretty good shots happening here in front of us. I know you're working on some. Are you all right there?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. I was going to throw you up a softball here to talk because you've obviously had more interaction. I've not met the young man yet, but we're talking about Mike Jones here in front of us. Recently bowled 870.
870.
That's, by the way, in case you're keeping score at home, that's only a few pins less than 900.
Correct.
And you can tell, and because Jonesy was talking about it yesterday when he was in the booth. He's like, "Oh yeah, an 870," and then he goes, "Oh, I bowled 860." We're like, "Wait." He goes, "Yeah, but 870." He goes, "He got one more hit." I'm like, "Oh yeah, well yeah, but still a lot of strikes." But yeah, Mr. Jones here on 9 and 10 on your screen with the baseball jersey, big baseball. Yeah, I don't think he's trying to navigate. This is his first attempt, I believe, right? He's not bowled. I don't think he's bowled a squad yet. And he's just scratching his head walking back off the approach. Again, if you've not thrown shots on it yet, you're just trying to navigate it and kind of learn and see what's cooking.
It's interesting.
Ooh,
nicely done there.
Picks it up. Nice.
Raymond Archuleta.
To keep it clean.
Right.
He keeps the game clean with that. That's awesome. And not to jinx it, but we got some other clean games. Got one over here on 15-16. Yeah, I mean, there's some decent games off and running here. I don't see nobody shooting a zip code right out of the gate, but yeah, we'll just see how this transitions. It's a pretty good pitch by Bree. I do see it's not down on 19 and 20. Spare. Five-bagger. All right.
This morning squad, right, just doesn't have the same feel yet, and it's probably because it's early. It's earlier, right? It's
Facts.
earlier on a Saturday, and so that 2 o'clock squad yesterday, it just felt out the gates like, yeah, this one feels like.
But I think
a few scores.
You know what? And I'm going to back you up on that because exactly what it was you just kind of felt. And I know it sounds weird to try to explain at home, right? To you guys listening. But yeah, I don't know. I think it was just maybe just the strength of the squad, the players that were on that squad. Not to say that these guys right now aren't great.
Right.
It's just, yeah, you're right. And I think it's just, some people are still kind of in a zombie mode, coming in, drinking coffees. Like we talked about, I got 2 coffees and energy drink in front of me. And plenty of other people have coffees and, they're walking in. And so, yeah, it's I know me personally, I don't function that well this early in the morning, per se. Well, granted, where I'm from, it's an hour later.
Sure.
In Utah, but I'm just saying, like Saturdays are, I sleep in and we wake up and it's then hey, look, it's NFL Big Noon Kickoff or college football Fox
Right.
Big Noon Kickoff, right? I'm watching Hambone and the boys chop it up about college football. Which again, for those of you watching this today, we appreciate the love and support. Because college football has already probably kicked off somewhere, right?
At this point, yes,
8:30,
it's 10:30 Central.
Yeah, there's some games that are kicking off.
Maybe in about another half hour at least.
No, I mean, depending on, because now the schedules, there's no like time slots, right? Like there was multiple games last night.
You're right.
Yeah, like Miami got beat last night. Like,
That was happening actually.
yeah, I wasn't even paying attention to that. And all of a sudden, I get flip on Sports Center. We missed Shohei Ohtani, the greatest playoff game in history of
How about
baseball.
that?
And then, by the way, Miami gets bounced. I'm like, where was I? Oh, that's right. Bullstream TV. That's where we were at.
That's where it was on the TV. It was on during the sweepers.
Gotcha. See, that's how dedicated I was. I wasn't even trying to focus in on the college footballs.
Question in the chat about who was the woman on 11 and 12. That is Brianna Cotay, as answered by Jared Bear in the chat. Good morning. Brianna Cotay is past PWBA Player of the Year.
I'd say she's Player of the Year. She's got Major 2, Team USA gold medals.
5-time champ, won the U.S. Open, U.S. Women's Open specifically.
And the best part, she throws 14 pounds.
Correct.
And has for a long time. So for anyone considering or not understanding that, the fact of her success, actually, she was on Junior Team USA. We've talked about it in the past. She's been with our company for a while now. Majority of her success in her career has been with 14 pounds. So for those who say that the weight matters.
That was a big turning point for her.
Oh, for sure.
The going to 14 pounds.
And it was a physical thing, right? It was, having some issues, and that was the answer. And yeah,
She's trying to get a little bit more.
she's good with it. It works.
On it. I mean,
she figured it out.
It unlocked. And she was already a very good player.
Yeah. Well, like you said, Junior Team USA and some other stuff, right? And
4-time All-American.
Yeah.
And she's completed collegiate bowling history, right? She's a very historical figure in that regard.
Mm-hmm.
And I think she hadn't made the drop to 14 when she won her first title, and that was back in 2016.
Correct. Well, think about that. That's already 9 years ago.
Correct. And so, but 2021, that was her Player of the Year season. But I think maybe 18, 19-ish, if my memory is correct.
That sounds about right.
14 pounds started to take shape, and then she started to make more shows. She made the Queen show, I recall, right? But wasn't winning the big one yet. But she was making more shows, and obviously, as you know, Schlemer, you make more shows, more opportunities to win.
There, yeah.
And all of a sudden, she went from being good to being a great player, and not just the weight change, but obviously the work that she continued to put in.
And again, it's one of those things, and I made a comment earlier. You don't become Player of the Year by accident.
Absolutely.
That means you put yourself in the situation a lot of times for that season, which she did. Over here to the right, 15 and 16, 180, 190. 209 right here in front of us, 220, 210. Bree had 230. So there's some scores out there. Again, there's you also see the frustration in some because again they know it's a shot maker's pattern. They know you got to throw quality shots. And and sometimes maybe it's gonna. I was gonna just thinking about it, and like I mentioned not fully functioning, trying to bowl like even with a few minutes of practice. Man, I think a game would be. Well, now I think the body might start to be loosened up a little bit. Might like okay, now we can actually really throw some good shots. Because again, if you're not used to bowling, this early on a Saturday. It's a whole thing, right? It's a mindset. It's a got to get your body moving and shaking. It's just all the things.
All the things indeed, and we've got all the things as our guy Kevin Robertson finishes up. Spare gets him to 170. Big Phoenix Suns fan. Always remember that about him every time I see him. Said he had been bowling in a little bit, though. It's been a few weeks since he had some opportunities to bowl. So a lot of players still shaking a little bit of that rust off as well. Looks like quickly we're going to get into game number 2. Players already making those moves. I'm seeing, let's see, Aaron Yamamoto. Looks like he's working his way in this direction. I think Kyle Ponzo is going to be down here. I saw Kyle this morning and said, hey, let's have a good squad this morning. And he agreed. He said, let's do it. He hadn't been, he's yet to have the squad that certainly he would like and to give himself an opportunity to advance to tomorrow and defend his championship.
I was just going to say, I mean, we weren't here last year for various reasons. But, yeah, he is the defending champion. He's bowled a couple squads now and not qualified yet.
Correct.
So I think just put that in perspective of, you know, it's not and I think that's something to say about when you have a tournament of this caliber. It's not one of those deals of – and now, don't get me wrong, like Matt Joy, he did make the cut early, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's one of those things.
Out the gate, yeah.
Ponzo's defending champ. It's not like, oh, hey, guys, look at it as, oh, I know the pattern. I'm going to go make the cut,
right?
And it's free money. That's definitely not the case here.
Brandon Knapp coming down. We got to get the correct pronunciation for Blair's name, although he did cash last night in the sweeper.
I believe it's, yeah, we'll get to proper, but I believe it's Kappas.
Dan Quilt, Kyle Ponzo, as mentioned, Aaron Yamamoto, Jason O waiting over there on 7-8.
Moto. Urethane up it.
Jones is moving over to 13 and 14.
So we do have a pretty decent size squad this morning. So yeah, we are going to see the it's going to take a little time, especially for those coming off the high end to the low end, switching pairs. Again, just like it's been all week, left lane goes left, right lane goes right. And it looks like Simo and Lizzie and them down in the super high end, they're in the 10th. So yeah, we're gonna have a little bit of a weight making the flip coming down this way.
The players have all said, you know, they're a little bit more difficult down on that end.
Mm-hmm.
And so there hasn't been a ton of scores again from that area. So just kind of keeping that in mind.
I'm just looking at it. I think the only females this morning, I think it's Bree and Lizzie Reese, I believe. And Lizzie's coming into her own right. She just recently won her second PBA women's title, which they have those in correlation to regionals. So yeah, she's been bowling good of late. And
in the PBA, or like when they won some PBA events, right? She's winning.
Correct. Yep. Yeah, the PBA, I guess they call it the PBA women's type deal, right?
When they have a couple of those, yep.
Yeah, when they have enough females, I think, to run that category. But yeah, so I think she just claimed her second one of those not too long ago.
Did she just sign somewhere? College?
No.
No?
She travels the world. She does a lot of stuff. She's from, and the reason I know she's from my area, right? She
I know.
In Salt Lake.
Yep. I know, I see Clay.
Yep.
I swear she just signed somewhere. But it is signing season for a lot of young athletes. Rough ape in there for Gabe Alvarez, by the way.
Competitions are, I mean, college tournaments are already kind of starting, depending on what level. I mean, you have NCAA, NAIA, club sports. You have all the various groups, right? So you're getting, bowling is bowling. Tis the season.
In fact, this weekend at the NCAA level, big tournament in Youngstown, the Chelsea Gilliam Penguin Classic, and that sees kind of that. It's not the very first tournament of the season, but one of the first bigger events at the NCAA level. Nebraska, Vanderbilt, Jacksonville State, defending champion.
The big NCAA.
Yeah, Youngstown State. It's their tournament. They're the defending national champions. Those programs have kicked off the season with that event, so
like it.
Plenty to watch in regards to bowling. This is game 2. Jeff M checking in. Hello, John. Well, the pattern, of course, is we know the details, or at least the numbers. Right? There's no graph and no additional,
no shape, no nothing.
Load or data information. Just the numbers, and I'll put those up here in a moment.
35 foots.
Yep, 35 as mentioned, and 32.8 mils. 32.8.
Let's make it 33.
Right. There's a look at it.
They were talking a baseball reference. I forgot who they were talking to. One of the ballparks the other night in the playoffs of the radar gun is given the decimal point, and they're like, "Can we just round that up?" So yeah, we're 32.8. As we learned in school. Anything above 5, just round it. It's fine. Just round it up. But to be exact, it is 32.8. So yeah, you've got. But again, like we talked about, rule of 31. By definition, it would give you a break point potentially of 4. But I think the big thing, as we've talked about these first few days, is topography, right? And it's just based on. The type of surface, the installation, the age of the surface. So yeah, there's just other key variables into the environment here that is maybe making the pattern play a certain way. And now, as I mentioned before, coming from the other end there, we got Simo down here on 7 and 8, and that looks to be a level. And he too is kind of playing on that track area, right? So we'll see what he can. Put together over there. Over here to the right, I know we're filling some frames or checking some stuff out.
Charlie Price.
There you go.
Well, it's not a lot of development, and it's going to take a little bit typically, but I think practice kind of let us know how this squad could go. I think it might take you a few more games for players to kind of get comfortable.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how she shakes out. But looking over on Bree's pair, it's her, Gabe. Oh, it's her. She catches a turkey. Gabe's clean through 4. I don't know who's their leadoff over there, but he's double 6-1 double.
That's 15 and 16.
Yep.
Take a look at that in a moment.
All right now.
Decent starts around us. There's Simo there, left of your screen. Certainly not his first rodeo. When did you first recall meeting Anthony Simonson? and or hearing about him?
So I had heard the name. Oh man, I want to say when he was, I think he kind of surfaced when he was like 12, 13,
Okay.
and I can't remember exactly, but I remember Del Ballard texting me, and he goes, excuse me, he goes, hey man, he goes, I know that we have this going on, that going on, this guy, that guy. He goes, with this kid's legit. He's got it, as Del told me via text. And I go, what do you mean he's got it? Like, I'd never seen him throw a shot. I'd seen some blurbs on, like, the internet, and because social media wasn't even what it is now, right? And he's like, he's got the it factor. And I'm like, huh. I'm like, okay. PBA Hall of Famer who's watched a lot of bowling in his lifetime saying that. And, we were, I guess, at that time, I think we were in discussions and talks. And, yeah, it was one of those deals of, then all of a sudden he pops up on tour. And we all know how quickly that escalated.
Right.
And yeah, so then when I finally got to work with him, meet him, and I can't remember if Del was there at that event. It was one of those deals. I don't know if I went to work something, maybe help fill in or something at that point in time. I did a master's or something, and me and Del were talking, and I'm like, well, that's. I looked at him. I go, yeah, you're right. The kid's got it, and it's been fun to watch him morph into, that's the other part too, right? He's still a kid. He's not even 30 yet. He's still got a couple years of 30. So what is the...
Still the scariest thing.
Well, and that's what even Belmo talks about, right? Like, because Belmo's like, I'm about done. I'm 40, right? Like, I don't know how much more I keep doing it. He goes, Belmo looks at him and goes, I don't even think he's figured it out yet. And that's the scary part, right? You look at all the majors and you look at the titles, and he's, as Belmo gives him props, because he's got tricks that other two-handers don't. Because he's a touch and feel guy. And again, as we talked about the two-handed world, he's one of the lower rev rates in terms of two-handers, right? And by comparison. So that's where that touch feel comes into play. I will tell you, Simo's deal, his frustrations come in. He's one of those guys that he gets bored really easy, right? Like, yeah, he's bowling right now. He's trying to figure it out, but at the same time, he's on his phone. Like, he's got to keep his mind distracted, if you will, because he gets so many things going. And there's been plenty of players over the course of time that have to have the distraction just because it's the same thing. Like, if they focus too much into what's going on, they can't control it, and then it just spirals out of control. So yeah, and that's just part of his maturing process. And again, we know, be honest here, right? Like, he still flies off the handle. He still has his moments, but so does any bowler, right? Doesn't matter how great it is, how great the player, guy, girl, yeah. So it's just part of the process. And then right there, through the face.
Moto clean. He's got a chance. That's a good shot. Bruce Franks Jr. bottom right of your screen. Out here early, like he said he would be. Riley Woodward next door on 7 and 8. He's bowling with Jason O and Anthony Simonson. Devin Robertson down on 5 and 6. Is that Derek Acup? Did he sneak in here and bowling? He did sneak in here and bowl. All right, so we got Derek Acup. That's Kyrene
Let's say that does look like him down there, right?
Yeah, that is him.
I think I saw her walking around earlier. So,
Okay.
oh, she's sitting back. Yeah, she's sitting back watching him. I think that was the, oh yeah, why don't you put your shoes on and go do it, right? And then she's sitting back, supportive wife there.
How's everybody doing this morning in regards to our chat? Results link has been posted. And
shout out to all y'all. Good morning.
Speaking of, so you know what, I might change it for you. I'll post just today's link.
Oh, look at that, Dallas Leong up top.
And then then I'll allow you to make the change in the drop down the way you want to. So let's do that again.
All right. All right now. As you were talking, you mentioned yesterday with Bree in the sweeper. Catching good 230 first game, same kind of thing. She's grinding out over here on 15 to 16, pacing 2-0. But again, 2-0 is a solid game, right? Like, and as we've talked, even as we look at the overall scores have gone up a little bit. I think it was still minus 53 or somewhere in that window after the second, the 4 squads. Here we are, squad 5. So yeah, I mean, it's not going to be. I don't foresee it getting to even. Let's put it that way. To make the finals tomorrow. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. And I will say that for those watching at home, Emil has the cloud working again pretty solidly.
Yep.
He mentioned Mr. Yamamoto here clean through 5, and then that led to 9 out, 5-3. So, yeah, any bowler can thank E for that.
Still cooking with oil.
The cloud is strong with this one, I think, as they would say in Star Wars. The cloud is strong with this one. Yeah, so.
We'll check in next door briefly as they get down to the final frames over there. Blair
touched it, didn't hit it hard enough.
Hello, Nicole, buddy. We'll see you at 1 p.m., buddy. We'll be back here. Buddy's bowled a few squads now.
Yeah. Yeah, he's I think just outside that number after the 6 squads, right? And it was one of those things of it was a couple hits that last game if you really want to dissect it. But again, I'm never one to I'm not a proponent to look at it like, oh well, this frame. Well, no,
right.
You threw every shot and that's what happened, right? Like, but yeah, I mean, he was. If you look at the big picture, it was a couple frames from being in there, right? And he had a pretty good look, and yeah, there's a couple shots that he wishes he had back, and yeah, he'll give it a run again this afternoon. It's kind of looking down here to the right. Again, some like big picture, looking. You can get there's yeah, looking at 2-0, 190. Smeller 170, 170, 180. And again, looking at some of the other pairs, 170, 180 is a huge game.
Well, we're at that point too, Schlem, where we kind of really know, right, what we feel is a good budget number based on the 2 squads yesterday, specifically squad 4, because they really kind of set the now I won't say set the tone, right, but they more or less set the number, squad 4, to some degree, because of the amount of bowlers that did bowl well.
Yeah.
Right. So they raised
that's
the cut
a fair
number.
assessment. I like that. Yeah.
They raised the number, and so now you can.
All right, and E's going to talk to Carl here. But, yeah, no, exactly what we're talking about right there. Yeah, the squad yesterday kind of, man, you can't even say set the pace. It was just kind of the overall, they I think, presented the baseline, if you will. It's a solid target score at 50, like 53 under. And, yeah, and now I think going into today with this first squad and then obviously this afternoon squad, that's what the baseline, the baseline is set at 53-ish. Yeah, and again, because again, the number of people to the finals is based on the overall number of entries. So we'll, and it's highly possible, honestly. Usually that number keeps going up and gets closer to even. I don't know. This one might actually, I'm going to say it, it may drop a couple sticks. It was like 53-ish. It could get to like 60 under, right? Like I think that's the window that you should target. But those that are in that spot, they don't feel confident in it, right? So they're going to come back and bowl, which is like a buddy and a few of the other guys that are right in that hovering. I think Haugen's in that same spot, which I believe he's playing on bowling this afternoon. It's just one of those things of, you'd have to have help from the field, right, in order for the number to come back to you. But in turn, you want to put it in your own hands and like, oh, I'm going to go get it, right? I'm going to go attain that number. So.
Right, so Mike Jones will be in the 170. Drew Frank's got a chance to get into the 180s. He'll need first 2 in the 10th. That game on 9 and 10 was 182. Simo's going to move over to the right a little bit in a moment. That was a good shot. No love on the 7-pin. He's left a couple 7-pins actually on that left lane. Look at 8 cup. He's got some work to do on that split. And Bowlero next door. A hit away from getting into the 190s. That's not going to happen, but not a terrible game.
No.
A lot of 170, 180 games so far.
And again, he's around the pocket enough. It's one of those deals of he's going to take his chances going to the next pair and hope that he catches a couple hits or a couple breaks to get to, 220, and then all of a sudden these last it evens out, right? Because again, I think that we've been explaining it. It's one of those deals you're not chasing down. You're not looking at it going, oh man, I got to get, kind of like Jonesy said yesterday, oh, I need to get 240.
Right.
You can't have that mindset going to the next pair going, oh, I got to get 240 here. Not even, I mean, Simo's one of the best on the planet. He's not even thinking that, right? He's not going, oh, I got to get 240 on this pair. Yeah, that's not a thing.
Here's what I think after watching now, 4 squads and of course beginning of squad 5.
Mm-hmm.
This pattern has such a unique balance of, because of the length of the pattern and where it's suggesting that you play, and you, especially those who are really comfortable playing the gutter or up the boards, etc., further right, left, you're like, okay, I can go out and get some score. You feel confident about that. And then you watch your ball either go dead left. If you miss a little right, it might go in the gutter. And then, as we've seen, that swing gets tight. You got no idea what's going to happen at the bottom because of that.
It now becomes maybe steering a little bit more than you should, right? And it kind of goes back to, as we were talking about in the action match last night with Jonesy, and that's we made the comment of, you asked me what I thought. I go, he just has to free up his swing a little bit, and exactly what he said. I said, hey, when you change balls, he goes, I was thinking I should have changed sooner, and he goes, yeah, he goes, it's just a confidence thing, and again, but we're talking about, I mean, he's a Hall of Fame caliber player, right? In here in the Phoenix area, but yeah, it gets into where you can have that spot where your swing gets a little looser. You don't feel like you don't feel like you're trying to hit a board per se, right? Like and not to say that you still got to keep it within 2 boards. You don't have 5 or 8 boards to hit, right? But it still has to be on the same trajectory, doing kind of the same thing, and because again, we've seen some decent scores, on the fresh.
Simon's going to be in the 170s. Good morning. Speaking of Matt Jones, there he is this morning.
Already?
He's up.
Make sure you got a good hat on today.
Matt, obviously we talked to you about it last night, but fantastic job, man. Heck of a match. It was almost made there.
It touched it
in an intriguing way.
Yeah.
It was a washout over on 13. But yeah, folks, go ahead and share if you haven't. You can share not only this squad 5,
sharing is caring,
but share the action match from last night and get that rolling around. Matt's 4-6 split conversion, and if you didn't know that he made the 4-6 split in the 9th frame game 4 last night, it went from a shot that we all thought was very good, which it was good off his hand.
It was good off his hand, right?
And did not expect the result to being like, man, this one feels like it's just about over, to, oh my goodness, he made the 4-6. He's still in this match.
Yeah, and we want you to go watch it and see, because I've picked the 4-6 a couple times, multiple ways. I've bounced it out of the pit, and then also I've done it the way he did it, where you clip the side of the 6 and it literally falls directly, one-hopped head into the 4. It's something special for sure, right? The place went crazy. We went crazy. Yeah, it was fun. It was good stuff. We're watching, we got some starting into game 3 already. And again, we're waiting for folks to make the walk from high end to low end, and we'll get it all balanced out here. Got some 180s, 190s, 2.0s. And again, that's the window you want to be in.
Yep. A-cup 173.
Yeah, and again, that's not terrible. I mean, that's all right.
I think that's the other thing too, Schlemer. You've been really hammering this point, right? And this is where the mental aspect really comes into play. Being okay with shooting 180.
Yeah.
Being okay with shooting 180s. We talked about again, chasing the 240.
Hey, take your ego, go put it in the trunk with your other bowling ball you're not going to throw. Just accept it for what it is, and it's the mental grind. It's the mental fortitude to say, okay, this is what it's given me, and it's also being able to understand that maybe that's the best I have on that pair, or when hindsight, you'll go back and look at it and go, oh, could I have gotten more on that pair? Yeah, probably. Did I give myself the opportunity to throw 10 quality shots? Mm-hmm. And if you in something like this, you have to go 10 quality shots. And if you say, oh, well, I only had 5 quality shots, okay, I need to clean it up next time I catch that pair. But again, if you are doing the right thing and you got it zoned in enough to where you're hitting the 1-3, and like we said, the big thing is your crossovers have to go crossover enough to mix them up, not to leave a design a 5 or a 4. I can't even count the number of 4-4s we've seen this week.
A lot of 4s, a lot of 5s, a lot of 6s.
44s, 52s, 61. Again, I'm not rattling off football numbers. Those are frame numbers, frame counts. Slashes and X's are usually more preferred. Dallas, I just glanced over. He's got a Boy Scout jersey on. It's like, have you seen that one?
No.
It's Gabe. He's sitting there talking to Gabe Alvarez, but I'm like, what is? Look at it. It's like a sash across, and he's got like the little patches.
Oh, nice. I think it's
Is that from the Disney movie thing?
good question.
Well,
I saw a jersey like that.
We'll have to. We got to get some intel on that. Like, what's?
I saw
I
someone
mean,
with
there's some cool jerseys, right? Like, my man, Eddie.
Eddie Joe?
It's got some cool. We got like a little retro, bright colors. We got palm trees. I'm like, yeah, there's some cool jerseys. I can just glance at him. Like, he looks like a Boy Scout over there with his little sash and his patches. Maybe his 300 game. Maybe a 200 pin on there. And going back, again, Dan Quilt, Dan started double, 9 spare. That one threw the face a little bit. But again, playing up it, bigger reactive ball, kind of keeping it on line, not really getting his hand around it. We know that that's in play, right? And I think we're going to see a mixed bag here the rest of the day of some peeps that are going to stick to that reactive route. Again, whether it's the mindset of they can't throw urethane. I shouldn't say they can't throw urethane. For some people, it's a mindset of I don't strike enough with urethane, so they don't even consider it an option. And while others, those that choose to do it, it's a matter of getting the surface dialed in the right way. Make sure you have enough surface on it. That's the big thing. And again, we're sorry the scores aren't clicking faster as we get into game 3, but we still see some scoreboards down there where the 10th, the game's completed, but there's still game 2 is not cleared off the screen yet. So again, I think it's just the people moving and trying to get this all, get it all clicking.
Oh, okay.
Is that what it is?
It's who just said that? Basketballers in the chat says he's channeling Russell from the Pixar movie Up.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's a Disney movie. My apologies. I'm like, I thought it was some sort of movie or cartoon character. So yeah, I get it.
There it is.
That's awesome. That's. I mean, you can see it right there on the screen. He's on 15 and 16. Like I said, I didn't quite understand it, and then he walked at me, and I go, oh, that's what that is. Okay.
Let's take that extra. There it is. Just
Dan with another good shot there.
Give you a little extra look, minus the picture-in-picture. That was a good shot from our guy Dan Quilt. Mark Bester over to the left. He's on 13. Look a little. Wow. That's what I just talked about. Man, you just get it going right early. And if it stays online, like that could happen. Like what Mark just did. Good shot. Dallas won the New Mexico Open in August.
Okay. Well, talk about a grind fest. Predominantly. I've never been, but I've obviously watched the scores from afar, and I know quite a few guys that go bowl that. And yeah, that's definitely. Oof.
Dallas actually beat Simo in the finals.
Gotcha. So looks to be pretty good from Derek right there. Carries it. Don't look now, but that is a gobble gobble. Gobble gobble. Uh-oh. With a pretty good pitch right there, 10 back.
Carl Troop is up and at 'em this morning. If anybody's morning should be good, it should be his.
Yeah.
Sleep in, bro.
Troop, there it is.
I know you're still on the Eastern time zone, so I get that too. Sleep in. Get a good breakfast. And do me a favor and share your action match link across your social media channels, if you wouldn't mind. We got Kyle and Matt both up watching early.
9 o'clock. And I believe Kyle said he's going to come this afternoon. He's doing like a meet and greet, hanging out.
That is correct.
Selling shirts.
11 to 1 he will be here.
He's going to talk first form. Dave, I believe Dave's coming back too, he said today. Yeah, and they'll talk about first form stuff. If you're in the area, come visit, check it out. On top of watching the action here, right? Because again, this is game 3 of the first squad. We have a, so I guess what would it be, a 1 o'clock squad, I think, right? Because we're an hour earlier each
yes,
day?
1 o'clock and
is
6 o'clock tonight.
And 6. And then Desperado after that?
Correct.
Can I buy a vowel after that?
You can.
All right, sweet.
What would you like?
Sure. Well, let's go with that.
There are 2 Shures.
Uh-oh. Oh, that's not,
Uh-oh.
it's, he's yelling at his thumb. All right, Eddie.
Hopefully my guy Eddie Joe Torres is all right. He had a couple of shots yesterday that were a little errant.
Okay.
And you could tell that there was maybe a little bit of hang.
Well, he's looking at so he's got tape on the back of his
Right.
thumb, right? And again, if you are someone who uses that or has thought about using it, it's crucial, right? There's a critical aspect to it of if you don't get it stuck in the right spot that you like it. I've seen the edges roll up, and I see people that they're like, oh, the tape's in the right spot, I just got to glue the edges down. Or some people, as soon as it does that, they just peel it off and put another one on. So you can't be afraid to do that. And you're right. Now I think about it, I remember him looking at that tape a couple times yesterday. So again, I don't know if he's having issues with, he was pressing it down too when he was standing back here right quick. Yeah, it's one of those deals. We got some, now we're into game 3, we're seeing some decent starts to this game. Some clean spots here.
All right, A-Cuff starting to wheel and deal a little bit. Over on 9 and 10.
Yeah. What's he wheeling and dealing? Oh. Look at that. And it looks to be that same thing over there on 15 and 16, actually. Mr. Leong stepping up there on the right lane. What would we say, Russell? Is that what we're going to start calling him now? Russell from up?
Maybe.
I know he's got a lot of nicknames, but
that's great.
today he's Russell. Russell Leong.
Yeah, we got to give a shout out to Jeff. Jeff mentioned that Dallas is dialed in, noticing, of course, the front 5. Make it 6.
Put it on the board. And that's going to stay. And Gabe got his hand underneath that. Tipped it.
Trying to remember the first time. You know what? For specifically Gabe Alvarez, he shot 300 at Junior Gold several years back.
Okay.
That was the first time I saw him. I was there, grabbed the video, etc.
Gotcha.
And just kind of been following his
journey.
His journey since.
Yeah. Married, couple kids.
Yep. Destiny went to Newman. That was a little bit outside there for Dan Quilt. A-Cuff, though, looking for his own 6-bagger. And there it is.
Bang.
Okay. Schlemer,
That's a double gobble. Gobble, gobble. Also known as turkey.
So we've got, after a slow start, I think just across the board, and for the first 2 games as a squad, all of a sudden we've got 2 players with the front 6. Essentially, a couple pairs from each other.
Don't look now. Is that the cloud? Did you just throw the cloud on him? I feel like that might have been a cloud.
It's the facts. That's why you can't go too hard on the cloud, because you got to tell people what's happening. Dallas now has the front 7, so we just talked about it, so it's okay.
Okay.
We got to ask him about this Russell situation. Of course, it'll be a much better conversation if he goes and does something that's essentially very, very cool.
Like crepe for a year.
Well, like crepe for a year. Courtesy of Jeff Krause, who was here.
Yeah, he'll be here later on. He actually had to go to the restaurant this morning. Blair was saying. That's what happens when you're a business owner. You have to get things cranking in the morning.
And as you would say, I love that for him.
I love that for him. That's it. That's his jam, right? Like he's again he's getting the other. He's getting the other big restaurant up and going. Like you said in Mesa, Crate Bar here local, just not too far down the road.
All right, good frame there for A-Cuff. Simo next door. Simonson 9-spare, 9-spare, split 8-1, split 8-1 double. All right, so Dallas goes first spare. His run is over. Simo now with a 3-bagger. So front 7 for Dallas, front 6 for Derek A-Cuff here in game 3, squad 5. That's a good pitch there, bottom right from Gabe Alvarez. I think Blair Kappas got a chance to put a block together. He was solid last night in the sweeper, and obviously it was just 2 games, but it was enough to know that he can put up some score. Dallas, by the way, 248, 206 to start, and obviously he's not done with what could be another big game or his biggest game of the day so far. Lizzie Rees plus 12 through a couple. Dallas plus 54. Blair 6 over. Simo 2 over for the first 2. A couple of your higher scores in this squad thus far. Look out. All right, A-Cup took care of that spare. Strike in the 9th, of course, from Dallas. Speaking of Dallas, two good dudes right there. You can't see them, but Simo over there talking to, or Dallas talking to Simo, and getting a good look at the Russell jersey up close, or what we believe to be Russell. I got to watch Up now. I've never seen it. It's a good opportunity for me, especially with 2 kids. Probably they'll probably be all about Up.
I've never seen Up.
Yeah, me neither.
I was just going to try and get his attention, but he's sitting there. Him and Simon were chatting, and I didn't want to yell too loud and cause a scene.
You cause a scene?
I know. Stranger things have happened.
Oh. That's
Hey-o.
right. Take advantage of that,
Parlay it.
Blair.
Parlay it.
As you had stepped away, Schlemer was talking about Blair, and just based on his sweeper last night, and obviously it's just a 2-game sample, but it was enough of a sample to know that he could put together a nice block, and he's on his way to doing that. As is Simonson. He now has 5 in a row. He's set himself up nicely for the 10th frame.
Derek a cuff right here. A cuff. And just a bit outside.
Well, he wanted that one to lay off, and lay off meaning just get 7.
Yeah.
That's a good 7, and that's
Oh, hey,
oh.
hey. Oh, we get 2 thumbs up for that one,
Oh.
Gabe. Come on now, dog. That's double thumbs. 2 thumbs. Yeah, that was unintentional. That was Messenger coming in, slicing the 3-6-10 into oblivion. Oblivion. So, obviously, as we've mentioned his name a few times before, Mr. Krause is free and clear of, yet again, the crate bar alert. Dallas missed there, obviously. But again, just gotta pop here at putting some pins on the board.
Imo turns the key. He's off and running. Dallas.
Oof. A ring-a-ding-ding.
Oof. Good shot, but as I stepped away, Schlem, Dallas has gone 248, 206, and now the spare he'll be in the 250s to start his block.
Hey, by the way, look who's second.
Yeah, I mentioned Lizzie at plus 12, 209,
Like I said,
193.
this is her wheelhouse. Like I mentioned, she's been bowling good of late. We'll hopefully get to see her coming down this way probably in the next game or 2. She's getting closer. She's here in, 17, 18.
It looks like she is moving left, which is good.
Her game is she's very physically sound, very simple, keeps it on line in front of her. And she's throwing a red ball. Not her best effort, I don't look like, but she's pacing 2-0 this game. So that's, again, she keeps it around the 1-3, which is that, again, as we talked about, that's what you have to do in this. Simo catches 8 on the fill for 233 points. We had a 2-team over there. Dallas is going to give us 250. Derek, we'll see what he gets on this first pitch here, but he's got some. What up there? We got 203 down there on 5 and 6. So we got the games are rolling, man. The games is rolling.
The Games gets to 156. Looks like A Cup is going to go first. They'll probably go at the same time as, that's what's going to happen. You can see them both.
Oh
My.
wow!
Oh, my.
By the way, that was a restaurant quality pitch right there.
That was not anticipated.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, that's a pretty good shot. And then the 7 fell late, leaving only the 9. Again, not my expectation watching it off his hand. I'm like, oh, that's a good pitch.
You know what? Let's finish this game. I'm going to get into another conversation. Let's take a look at this.
Yeah, I mean, he's like, okay. And then it's like, oh, hey now.
And then as Dallas leaves the 10 as well, or a 10 pin, excuse me.
258 points.
So there's one item I forgot about as we watch Bruce here close it out. Derek with the unfortunate unforced error there. One item I forgot about, I was talking about it a little bit yesterday, and I said, oh yeah, I forgot about that. So they just got new pins here.
That is, you know what? That's the variable we totally, I totally whiffed on that too. And I remember Carl telling me that, yeah, they put him in the day before we got here. So, actually, when I flew in Wednesday morning, he stopped by here. They were putting him in, and I think they had senior league or something. So, yeah, they'd only been knocked down once before we got to business Thursday morning.
And so I don't know, that much certainly about pins, right? But, my guy Rep, who's always watching bowling, he was a mechanic back in the day. So we always have chat combos about machines. He can listen, and he can hear a pin sound and tell you kind of what brand or type of pin it might be.
Gotcha.
And so I didn't get a chance to really chat with him. But
that's pretty good. I mean, I'm fairly good of not being able to.
It's so
if you
crazy.
hear it, like if you're not watching, you can hear it and know what the pin count is. The new pin thing, it can go either way, right? And Carl and I talked about that. Man, sometimes new pins, they're like trying to knock down freaking redwood trees. And then there's other times where, with them being brand new, sometimes you get some weird bounces, per se. I don't necessarily know it's been a factor in this equation. Because again, I think the pattern is hard. I mean, we're seeing some 250s. We've had 270, right? Like, I mean, we've had some runs, and we've had, it's not like, man, nobody can throw a double, right? Like, so, it is part of the equation. And if somebody feels like that is a reason why they didn't score the right way, well, they probably should maybe reassess their game. And,
okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not one of those deals of, I'm going to refuse to bowl because if the pins aren't, 2 months old, I can't bowl them, right? Like, that's not a thing. But yeah, looking down there, 250. Like I said, depending on what Liz's got right here, she's got 160 strike up in the ninth. So yeah, she put piecing together another decent game here. Got some win here to our left, 2-0, some 180s. That's where you want to be. Like I said, 180 is a safety. That should be that 180 is a target score. And again, when the pair gives you a little bit more, you take it. Be graciously take it, I guess.
Take this moment to thank our.
That's a pretty good pitch. And I think
play,
she's
right?
9 pin.
I mean, from Lizzie, excuse me.
Yeah, 9 pin.
Take a moment to thank our sponsors.
Shout out.
Yeah, Team
Shout out to the sponsors.
My Home Group, Acclaim Garage Doors, Roto Grip, Schroeder Family Electric, Dude Wipes, Mark Powell, Bowlifi, Tyler Hemmings, Media, Travel 24/7, Create Proofprint, Brightside Catering from Chef Adam Allison, East Valley Fans and Blinds, Berg Brothers, TMH Websites, Ramsey Auto Center, Spartan Family Plumbing, Crate Bar, Friggin' Jerk, Swift Home Inspection, Chuck's Painting, and B3 Performance.
What if I set this to karaoke mode? Would that be good? Maybe we need maybe some distortion. Would that help y'all? I'm just looking down and just because the board's in front of me. I guess I never paid. It's my third day sitting here, and I'm like, wait, there's some cool things on here. We can add rev rate. We got you can add rev hull, rev it up in the hallway. You can rev it up on the stage. You can rev it up on a plate. All these little things on the board here. That's awesome.
You're going to give me some buttons to press when I get home. We are now, this is technically day 3 of this tournament.
Yep.
Started on Thursday morning.
Yep.
First squad was at 9 a.m. local. Had 2 very strong squads actually on Thursday as well. A lot of the really, really good local players did bowl either one or both of those squads. Got into, of course, yesterday, Friday. 2 sweepers also on Thursday evening. 2 last night as well. Of course, the big action match between Kyle Troop and Matt Jones.
Big action.
And now back at it here this morning. And Dallas Leong.
Russell.
Yeah,
I mean, if you're going to dress the part, you got to be the part, right?
If we get his attention, we got to get the quick.
He's dressing the character.
Got to get the quick backstory.
Yeah, let's see. Where's that headset? This one all the way?
It's down there. Yeah.
All the way over there?
Yeah.
He says, my man says me. There he is. Okay. Russell.
Real quick here. We were just curious. We didn't know about the jersey, and Schlemer goes, man, it looks like he's got like a Boy Scout jersey going on. And then someone in the chat says
100% Russell.
Russell from Up, which we had neither has seen the
I didn't
movie.
know that. I thought it was a character of some sort. I didn't whatever. I'm like, well, he just said something like, well, he's Russell. He goes, what do you mean? I go, well, he's dressing the part. So there has to be what's the story here?
Kylie's dad, who owns the company, big Russell fan. And if I grow my hair out, I'm almost identical.
Got it.
Little round Asian kid.
Got it.
Just hangs out, and I always thought it was a really cool concept. I am lying because I don't think I have half of these badges, but
then
it's
that's
cool.
what I was going to say too, because I was when you walked at me before, I go, is that a Boy Scout jersey? And then
Close.
I'm just telling you, he got a bowl still, so I don't want to hold up the pace of play.
yeah, but he's got a 750 patch. He's got a league high game patch and triplicate
710.
series. Love that.
I beat my coach.
Heck yeah.
I did have 700, so we're good. I got one.
You did, yes.
Attaboy. All right, so there we go. Now we have the backstory. That is awesome. As now he's no longer Dallas, he's now Russell.
Wow.
That's fine. We had plenty of time. These guys, we still got half the house, so they've made it to the next lane.
Oh, I
yet.
didn't even see that.
Get off me.
Hey,
Get
man.
off me, dog. Come on, man.
I
He's like, hey.
I produce shows.
I get it. We are on time restraints. We're emergency broadcast channel. Be sure to tune into your local news and check the weather, folks. Emil is on a tight schedule. Same kind of thing. 15 on up to the other end. They haven't even thrown a shot yet to start this fourth game. And now we get to our first dose of Lizzie Reese over there on 13 and 14. She did manage 2-0. She's still above the par line.
Well, Dallas certainly in the lead. And
Russell.
And you're right.
Well, Russell Leong.
We'll say Dallas Russell Leong.
I'll call him D-Russ.
So he goes 48.06. 248, 206, and 258.
Yeah.
Or 57.
Yeah, 50 something.
They went 9 spared 9 on the 10th. Out the gates. Speaking of that, again, a good start from Brianna Cotay. That game 1.
It's your second. 34-96. I don't know what she had that game. It seemed like she's putting together a solid-ish game.
Yeah, it looks like at the time too when I was reading those scores, not everyone was in. Everyone's score was in,
Gotcha.
including hers.
Okay.
So plus 30 for Bree. Kyler Adams' score was not in as well. He's going for the 211 triplicate.
Ooh.
She had 211 out the gate.
D-Russ would need that patch on his sash. Actually, he has a triplicate patch on there, but I don't think we've seen a triplicate yet here this week. In fact, I know we haven't.
Lizzie Reese has now joined us over on 13 and 14, bottom right of your screen. I think she bowled the Lucy. At least Clay did, and I thought she did too. I could be making it.
That'd be something we could ask her. I wasn't there myself. I don't know who, what, when, where. Derek, unfortunately, and again, that comes into the psyche aspect of it, right? You guys remember here 9 to 10, Acuff left a 9 count, missed it in the 10th, didn't have a chance to try a different ball frustration, come back here, kick this bag. Again, I don't condone that, but, you know, hey, it happens, right? Your frustration. Now we start this game 9 spare, 6-2. And you can see the frustration. The blood pressure is probably a little high. And again, this is a U.S. Open mentality. You have to respect the grind. You have to, okay, yeah, I missed a chance at a, you know, maybe changing balls on a fill, give it a look. But at the same time, you have to have, I think, as they talk about in the world of athletes, short-term memory.
Indeed.
Because now you're on to the next, right? You can't go back and change it. It's done. It's happened. Unless you have one of those, what was that thing in Men in Black where you hit the wand, the button?
The neuralizer. I believe
Yeah, and you just go,
yeah.
you know, like freeze it, go back, whatever. Yeah, we don't have those. And we don't have the DeLorean going 88 miles an hour. So, and unfortunately, yeah, and that goes through the face right there, big 4. So, and that is purely, I guess what I'm trying to say is that's carryover from what happened over here on 9 and 10. Totally. So. Looks like we got a ball return here on 9 and 10.
Lizzie
looking at
had the same fate, unfortunately.
Yeah, and it wasn't that she threw that out of a shot, right? Like in, you know, and again, she's keeps it simple, keeps it in front of her. You know, she, yeah, just one of those deals kind of broke loose on her a little bit. And again, as we know, it's game 4. This is the transition time. So is that what she just saw? Is that what we're starting to see? And how are these players on this squad going to navigate that transition as we now are, you know, 3-4 frames in on game 4? That's yeah, kind of where we're at. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, bowling fans of all ages, Carl Ong has entered the booth. Carl Ong, everybody.
Thank you for the phenomenal intro. Good morning to you all.
It's a pleasure doing business with you. How's things crack-a-lacking this morning?
Good. You know, a good solid squad to kick off the Saturday final day of qualifying.
Yeah, we got, you know, as we talked about, we have plenty of newbies on this shift.
Yes.
You know, a few folks that we've seen the first couple days, but plenty of newbies. And again, we were just, I don't know if you probably heard us chatting as it came up, as you jumped in here. Game 4, this is usually the transition window. We'll see how some people navigate it, or some, you know, try and figure it out, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, this is kind of where the field widens, I think, between the ones that are going to vie for the cut versus some that are just still on the hunt. And maybe the pack kind of separates, I think, usually game 4, game 5. At least that's what I've noticed, just looking at the scores. Not a lot of leapfrogging, I don't think.
Yeah, you know, and it's something I mentioned before, right? It's one of those deals I'm wondering, as we talked about from yesterday, the number was like 53 under. It's in that window, as we talked about from day 1. You know, I mentioned to get to 60, they got to 53. I don't know that it gets lower. It may end up being that the number may go down a little. You know, again, and it's purely based on number of entries, how it all shakes out. But I think, you know, between that 50-60 zone is kind of where we're at. We'll see how this shakes out, right?
Yep. You know, it's yes, we get more entries that are going into Sunday. We're going to have more into the cashless round.
Yeah.
But the caliber of bowler that's still trying to get in, as well as we have still first entries coming in.
Oh, for sure.
So I don't know who's going to walk in the building. That just
I know who's not going to walk in the building.
I can name a few people I guarantee are not going to walk in the building.
And he bowled a couple years ago. Mookie Betts is not walking in the building.
Yes, congratulations to the
shout
LA
out
Dodgers.
to the Dodgers with the sweep. They are going to the World Series. So our boy Mook is not going to show up.
Yes,
So-
I understand. Good luck out there, and
Yeah. Oh, they got
I-
Shohei. I think I don't know how much more luck they need. They
Well-
got the greatest baseball player of all time.
I mean, I know I come a close second to a World Series title, but I mean, I'm
Oh,
trying,
yeah.
I'm
Oh, I'm
vying
sure. Yeah.
for the,
I get you.
get close.
Yeah, I get you.
Don's Ball.
What?
Good morning as well. No, on the chat. I apologize.
Oh,
Yes, there's still spots for all 3 squads. I will
Okay.
tell you, the Saturday 1 o'clock squad is going to be very close because I think depending on how this shakes out for the 8 a.m.,
okay.
they're going to probably, a lot of them are going to go back into the 1 p.m. and then so on and so forth to the 6, right?
D. Russ catches a strike finally after sparing it up.
So with that being said, yes,
Is the 1 o'clock full?
no.
No. I'll say we got plenty of room.
But I'm anticipating that it will be close because as of right now,
We've only
I
got 3 in a pair. You could get to 4 or 5 on a pair if you had to.
100%.
Yeah.
So we can go to 90 per squad.
Okay.
That's what I've always capped it out. It's on the flyers.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
relaxed
Okay.
out. What I'm saying is prepaid entries as of right now going into Saturday at 1 o'clock squad. I think
Mm-hmm.
we're at 50.
Yeah, so you got room for another 40.
40.
You're
That's
fine.
correct.
It's fine. Everything's fine.
Right. So I would say walk in, and you'll be fine.
Yeah, and if not, just come on out. Like I said, Kyle Troop's going to be here. He's going to be doing a meet and greet, signing autographs, selling merch. He's going to have Dave from First Form hanging out. Yeah, it's 9:40, so a couple more hours if you're in the area. Yeah, come check it out. Come hang out. This is where the party's at. We're having some fun here at the Agent Ong 3rd annual, the Trilogy Agent Ong Open.
Yeah.
Someone asked yesterday, have you thought about, shouts out guy Calvin Huggard too, by the way. You already thought about, assuming, of course, you do plan to run another one, what you're going to call next year's event?
The 4th one.
Number 4.
Someone said a New Hope yesterday to kind of just roll with a Star Wars related
I don't
theme.
know. They got rules or laws against
They
that?
probably have some kind of copyright. on that. Get out of there.
tickle,
Get out of there,
tumble.
Dallas.
It's D. Russ. Hello.
What I would say is, I don't know. I might open it up to the chat.
Okay.
And let's see if
It's a name? The 4th
the
installment?
let's see if we can come up with. Let's poll the Bowl Stream audience. And let's
Ooh.
not necessarily poll, but let's get some
he
ideas
can do it. He likes running polls.
from the Bowl Stream
like that.
audience.
I
And,
love a good poll.
well, I think we need to come up with some to put into the poll.
Right, you need some options.
We need some options.
Yeah.
So if anyone's out there that
Let's start. We got time, right? So let's get some ideas. Y'all start throwing those in the chat, and then
Well, you already came up with one.
Select
The
a
fourth.
select a handful of them.
Yeah.
And then we kind of did a vote, and not to say that's going to be the deal.
Sure.
But it could be at least a guideline.
It will at least spark some thought.
Yeah, I like that. I like that for you. I don't like that for him, but I like that for you.
Yeah, so we have 200 plus people in the chat right now, so feel free to.
That's where the party's at. And some of them, I think, just stayed up all night because they were watching the action match. They just never logged off. They just stayed glued to what's going on. And, yeah,
Well, I will say,
they're here for the party.
mentioning the action match. Wow.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, while Matt didn't necessarily win the match, I think he won the audience.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the locals.
1,000%.
He had a bunch of fans and friends.
I mean, and if he didn't
and
have
family.
fans that didn't know who he was on the stream,
Absolutely.
he absolutely does now.
Yeah, we talked about that. Someone in the chat mentioned that. I couldn't remember who it was, but they said, Matt's got some new fans, and as you just said, obviously he didn't win, but he from a national perspective,
Right.
because he is fantastic, and obviously everyone knows him here, and rightfully so.
And the tat helped.
And the tat certainly helped. And this, not that it put him over the top by any stretch, but players like him need to be seen
And showcased.
in front of
Absolutely.
the world.
He has the talent. So, and I have a very small platform, and I get it. You know, I'm not on the national stage. I'm not a PBA telecast by any means. But what we did last night,
Felt
what
like
you
it,
did
man.
was, dude, the atmosphere in here was electric.
felt
And it
like
was fun, and it was awesome. And being able to have you broadcast it to the world, and it lives forever.
It felt
right?
like it.
And that's the best part
And
of
the
it.
key word there, the world, because we had somebody watching from Australia.
Yep.
Mr. Cooley?
No, it wasn't Sam.
Because I know Sam said he was going to tune in and
wasn't
watch.
Sam.
But man, it was fun. If you haven't been out here for an action match, here, I think they're great. They're fun. And, obviously when number 4 comes around, we're going to do it again. And, I'm not even know if we need new players. I would love for them to run it back. I mean, it's not my choice, obviously, but man,
And listen,
is that a bad matchup?
I thought the way, first of all, the way Matt handled himself, right? Because I had a feeling he wasn't going to go out like that, right? He wasn't going to get swept. And I was talking to Schlem, and then even you, Carl, when you were in as well. Like, this is the time where I thought the local crowd, Phoenix, his home, would really play a role, right, to give him that additional boost.
Sure.
Which I think did help in Game 3, and obviously, of course, Kyle lost the left lane a little bit, right? So that's the bowling part that happens. And then, Game 4 was just as cool. Obviously, we get to the end. He makes the 4-6, puts himself
in position.
out. He was out.
Shot.
Right. The shot. The result seems like, oh man, that's it. Right. I watched it several times. Obviously, he didn't even set up. Right. He just grabbed his ball
And went.
With
effort,
he's gonna
obviously.
give it a run.
Sure. But no one assumes you're going to tumble the 4-6, right? No one goes into that. Like, when you leave a 4-6 needing to strike, you figure it's all game's over.
Boom. Here we go. And, still put himself. He still had a chance. If he doubles there, he makes Kyle have to mark in the 10th frame. But, man, really cool.
One of the things that came over to show Schlem, as soon as that happened, when the place erupted, my watch went off. It was the
like
loud exposure, the high decibel. And
That's what happens when you get old. You're like,
fantastic.
come on
old
now.
guy, you're not supposed to hear that.
It was as loud
That's
as being in a
fantastic.
concert.
Yeah, it was.
Or
it was
watching
awesome.
watching a touchdown being scored by my 49ers. They're playing tomorrow night. Go Niners.
That's not something you see left every day. Lizzie there leaves the 159.
Yeah, that's a head scratch.
Yeah.
Yeah, but to sum it
And
all up,
speaking of head scratcher, look at Derek's score on that same pair. A cuff.
yeah. Unfortunately, yeah.
He needs to get back on it.
I think there's still time.
Yeah.
And then we'll go over the new score here in just a second. But in all, Carl, just to finish it up, wrap it up, I think, I wasn't here to watch the doubles. And I know you had a couple of matches actually last year.
Yes.
I've only seen 2 singles matches, and I think I'm partial to what I've seen from the singles aspect.
Sure.
But that's the only thing I've seen. Now, I do think you got to get the right people. That's important.
Yes.
1,000%.
And no disrespect to anybody, but I can't just. So, for example, when Kyle issued the challenge match, I was approached by a few people that had the money,
Sure.
but necessarily didn't have the skill set. And it is not judging. However, we have to have made for TV type
Entertainment.
exposure, right? It has to make sense. It would be me accepting Kyle Tripp. He's going to crowbar me for 3 straight. You're going to tune out because I want to shoot 85, and he's going to shoot 285. It's nothing fun. He's going to have me shut up at the 6th frame of every game. So, no disrespect to anybody, but it has to make sense for the show.
It was definitely a marquee matchup, right? Like
100%.
it was your title bout. It was 'cause without having I think in compared to we're wrestling guys or even boxing or whatever or
He's not
UFC.
no jobbers.
You're right. No jobbers. No
jobbers.
no mid card match.
Yeah.
Right. You're looking for the main event.
We're not looking for a Steve Lombardi. We're not
No, that's
looking
what they're
for a
called
Barry
wrestling.
No, I
Horowitz.
know, I
or
know.
no Brooklyn Brawlers.
I
I
know.
get it.
But you gotta know and enjoy wrestling to really
100%.
know that term, and so the fact that you mentioned that is
Well,
fantastic.
as truth be told, we're huge wrestling fans.
Right.
And Chris and I
Oh.
share that of
That's
numerous things that we enjoy. Theo is another huge wrestling fan as well. So we do like the man soap opera.
need the cream.
Yeah. No, we needed the main event, right? And that's what we got. We had. It was well worth the price of admission. And like I
was
said,
free.
the number of people coming in. And it's like, and I glanced over my left shoulder past Emil, and I'm like, wait, there's more people over here than were there 2 seconds ago.
Right.
Like the people, they filled the place. It was cool. We're catching some scores down here, different spots. Here on 7 and 8, 199, 192. The low game is 176, pretty solid. We've got some. Simo parlays the nose dive
For a 5-bagger.
5-bagger. Got 270 left.
He's on 17.
15 and 16.
Oh, right. Triple.
So
Right here in front of us, 11 and 12. We had a 205 game. I know I was giving shouts out, props to Lizzie. She's struggling a little bit this game. And I don't know if it's because she's crossing with her dad. Maybe that's what. Maybe she can blame him. Blame Clay for crossing her line and messing her up. No, she wouldn't do that. Maybe she would. Who knows? But then you got Derek. Again, I think he let what happened the end of the game prior dictate what happened on this pair. And finally he ball changed and moved. And it's gotten a little bit better there towards the back side of the game. But again, the transition time, as we've talked about in Game 4, has been a thing. It's going to continue to be a thing, and it's just the nature of the beast. That's well, I take that back. It wasn't a ball change. It was just maybe a zone change, and then he missed what he was trying to do. Frustration overload right there. Let's see, down a little bit farther, 17-18. I see a 2-0 game. See a couple clean-looking games down that way, too. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see when the scores pop up. Theo here is sitting next to us. We'll wait for the folks to start to float around, and he'll be the man with the plan with the phone and plugging in them scores right quick.
No, I was joking with Anthony Simo earlier after I saw the first couple scores.
Yeah.
Like, one day I will get more than one entry from you. Just joking.
That was hilarious. That actually is funny.
Well, if you would have watched him, I tell you what, if you would have watched him down here on 7 and 8, there might have been a spot in his brain, like come the fourth frame when he had like already 3 opens.
Right.
That he might have been thinking, like, man, am I going to have to re-enter? But then he caught like a 5 or 6 bagger
Sure,
later,
of course.
right?
So it was
and again,
just
it's as we were talking about, even somebody of his caliber, and that was a pretty good pitch for a 4-pin. So he's still going to put 250 up on the board. It's getting going this early in the morning, and as Dave mentioned, when it's the fitness routine, it's what you got cooking, vitamins, the different types of foods, drinks, hydration. Yeah, there was a lot of people kind of in zombie mode this morning. 8 a.m. to, all right, let's get on it. Let's fill some frames and get after it, right? And I think that's where some folks get into town. They're like, oh, yeah, I'll bowl this one, kind of get my feet under me. And they're like, okay, now then I'm going to wake up and be ready for the 1 o'clock shift, right?
Right, exactly. And it makes perfect sense. Like me, if I had a choice, I would never bowl 8 a.m. like I'm back in junior leagues. It's the only time I would ever be looking forward to bowling at 8, 9 in the morning.
Yeah,
right?
but you didn't look forward to it. It was just that was all you had.
Well, but I was also 12 years old, and I'm good.
Right.
Getting up to go bowling at almost 50 years old, not so good.
Wow.
So understood.
Big number.
Carl, do you know our young man that's finishing up here from Arizona State?
Which, this gentleman
Yes.
right here?
Yeah.
Yes. I don't know him well, but I've watched him bowl. And the kid can bowl.
Do you know his name? Other than Team ASU?
He bowls with Mike Jones on Thursday, where they put that big team setup. I don't know if you ever saw that.
Oh, wait.
So he's got 220.
Oh, that's Keyshawn.
It's Keyshawn. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, so he's got, he picks a spare. He's got 220 up on the board.
Did you see that
Guess
set?
where Keyshawn's from?
Chicago.
Let me guess, Chicago?
That was for
Let me guess, he lives in the same neighborhood? Like the other 92 people we met this week?
I know his father.
Okay.
So
So
probably his uncle.
K Smooth.
Oh, okay.
Shout out to K Smooth.
Case move.
did you see the set they put up?
I saw the photo, yes.
So I was
all right.
here.
So it gives him 220. He's got 220. As long as he keeps it in the lane, he'll be. It's a solid take.
Yeah, I was here when Mike Jones first shot 298. He goes blower 710. I left, not knowing that he was going to run it back with 299 and 279.
Yeah,
It's a decent set, 870s.
that's pretty solid.
I do
Not bad.
think I was, not that you're not impressed with 876, because that's one thing.
Sure.
But as I kept reading the numbers.
Oh, are you kidding
The
me?
whole team set was ridiculous.
Sorry, shake that off,
Did
Keyshawn.
you?
He got 3.
You did.
You did that.
216.
You said.
You're welcome.
Wow.
I learned from my guy over here, the Captain Cloud, to my left.
That might have been the worst
Yeah,
one
just
yet.
keep it on the lane. Get
Yeah,
the deal.
you-
shoot 220. Yeah, no 3.
Yeah, you.
Way to go, Schlemer.
Wow.
Way to go.
Wow.
Was that the cloud from you?
Oh, cloud. That was a
big cloud.
thunderstorm, bro.
They just went through some rain here
Tornado.
locally as well.
You just, I don't know what you did.
Microburst.
Yeah. Oh, hey, speaking of microbursts, you heard what happened to us last week in Tempe?
I saw it when I was driving
That
over to the
was-
crate bar the other night. All the uprooted trees and buildings blown over and all sorts of craziness.
I mean, AC units in the streets.
Yeah.
Wow, man. I'm sorry to hear that. Truly. That's just something I would have never anticipated, thought about. And again, after my travel situation and getting here and talking with everybody, that seemed more like a possibility of why I was delayed as opposed to actually the little amount of rain that we were getting at
The
home.
weather actually cleared up Tuesday. We had rain for like 4 or 5 days straight, to the point where, I don't know if you saw any of my posts online, my backyard, my pool actually overflowed and flooded almost into my home.
Yeah, I saw you.
That's how much water it took in.
I saw
Wow.
you post about like what to do, or has anyone had this? But I didn't know.
I'm not accustomed
there
to
was
getting
any-
water
it was
of
that
that
serious.
nature, to where, I mean, it was 2 inches above my pool line.
Right.
Like, not just the pool's edge of where the water should be, 2 inches
Over the pool.
above the pool.
Filling the
Good
yard.
thing
Yes.
you didn't have it covered, because then it would have
Yeah.
went right into the crib,
Yep.
Yeah.
It was insane amount of rain.
because it wouldn't have had that space
Right.
to
go anywhere.
absorb it.
Right.
It would have just been boom.
So, I mean, I was evacuating water anywhere I could but my house.
Well, I hope everyone who,
He used a spoon
if they were
to
affected,
throw it over the wall.
weren't affected in a serious manner.
Sure, absolutely.
But I've learned in air travel, certainly, like that type of phenomenon can affect
Everywhere.
air travel
Can
for a couple
derail
days.
the nation.
Yeah.
Like, for a day at least.
It's a snowball effect.
Right.
Delay after delay, cancellation. Everyone eventually has to get back on those flights that are no longer existent. So, yes, it's a trickle effect. Really, really bad.
Emil Williams Jr., Carl Ong, Roto Schlemer. Chris
What it
Schlemer
is,
in the building.
yo? What's up?
Game 5, Squad 5 here at the Agent Ong Open, the Trilogy.
Because we haven't named the 4th one yet.
Episode 4.
We're currently living in the middle of the 3rd one. The 4th is coming.
The
Maybe.
last Jedi.
Possibly.
You never know. I might get bored, tired. I am tired. I will tell you that.
That's old age. That's what that is.
No sleep doesn't
Jedi.
count. Just old age.
Old age. That's fine.
Fair enough. I don't think I can reverse that.
Nope. Father Time is undefeated.
Appreciate everybody in the chat at that thumbs up, and you can subscribe if you have not. I'm going to keep saying that, obviously, because that's what I hope he would do.
Did Johnny Bones just say, name it Agent Ong 4, the curse? is that?
That or they're calling me the curse. I think
wonder-
maybe that's the deal.
Maybe, I hope so.
If
Well,
I'm
maybe you're the black cloud.
I'm not the cloud. I'm the.
It is October.
I'm a
so
squall,
you could
or
have
no,
a
I'm the
little
curse.
little Halloween theme to it.
Well, I was thinking about the pattern, maybe the curse.
The curse of Michael Myers.
That's funny.
You could name the pattern that. So I was telling Schlemer this, and I think, not seeing last year, but some people said it was the first 2 years were similar. Some people have said this year is harder than the previous 2 years or more difficult. Someone showed me, I think it was Justin Flores, showed me last year's graph, and it had some speed bumps
Yes, it
at
did.
the end as well.
100%.
And so, you have obviously some smart players, so they are trying to decipher where are the, I'm not saying they're speed bumps, but where are the
shapes,
additional difficulties of the shape, or the actual shape, right? But it does feel like to me, right, after watching this through today, that it gives you that false sense of security to some degree, especially if you're someone who likes to play where the pattern suggests that you play. Coupled with the topography, where I'm like, okay, you feel like maybe you got some confidence coming in.
Sure.
You've done your ball prep, right? You're feeling good. You take a couple shots, and subtle misses, right? Get that swing tensed up, right? You no longer have any room for error, right? Because you don't have any room to miss on the lane, and then therefore you went from feeling like you could have a chance, so to speak, based on your comfort level, to really having to focus in, and it becomes a much more of a mental, as it always is, but a mental challenge, as opposed to, obviously it's not completely physical, but you get what I'm saying.
Right.
I think the pattern does give you both of those. It's not quite a balance, but from a difficulty, it is a balance, and to me that's what's really the grind about this. And it's flat. It doesn't look like it on the surface, but it's flat.
I mean, I think that's one of the biggest anticipations, right? They rolled on it all weekend, and I will show the graph come Monday.
Okay.
And
I'm looking forward to it.
So yeah, everyone does, and then it'll get posted and reshared, and then I'll see it at different tournaments. I've noticed last year that there was a few people, they reached out and said, do you mind if I use your pattern? Like, I could care less, just keep the name. Because I just like to float it. It's a great marketing tool. If you want to play on what we played on, I mean, obviously topography is going to be different. It's going to lay completely, potentially different everywhere.
It goes beyond that too. It's topography. It's the type of lane surface. It's the material. It's the generation.
Right.
It's how old it is. It's how many games have been bowled on it. Those are attributes that contribute to the topography, as well as the lane installation itself. So, yeah, it's big variables. It's lots of variables.
So, but yeah, I mean, so going back to what Flora said, or what you were talking about, Emil, with it, does it play harder or less hard? I think that's so super subjective to the bowler that you would ask, right?
Absolutely.
I think the scores, the cut score potentially will be lower, but the amount of players is also more, which also would bring the cut line down, right? So if you just put a baseline of, let's say, 35 players, just the top 35, and you went across the line, no matter how many entries, does that number necessarily change a lot? I think that's the way you might be able to say, where do the top 30 players end up? And is that cut score then naturally around the same number? I think it's skewed of the cut line because of how many additional bowls you take year over year, because you get more and more entries, right? So I don't think that's a fair comparison. Is it harder because the cut scores seem to be lower? Is that a fair way of saying that, or do you disagree?
You're right.
I mean, it's still right.
Yeah, it's quantity, right? Like it's the laws of averages.
It's more diluted.
Well, it's not even that. It's just laws of averages, right? When you have more entries, it's always, unless The only way that changes is if you stonewall them. And
Correct. I throw
you're-
China out there, house shot,
correct,
and
right?
just let
And
him
then
go.
then it's one of those things. But the truth be told, when you have that many entries into it, it's going to be the thing of, that number is doesn't. And the same thing, right? The PBA is, I guess, a bad example. But when you have those better type tournaments, and there is a pattern that is not a scoring first pattern, if you will, there's always the number can always kind of be the negative window, right? Like, and because somebody's always in a lead, and then there's always going to be like what is the field is always going to be in that certain spot, and like you said, you have such a diverse crowd bowling this tournament, skill levels.
Left-handed, right-handed.
Left-handed, right-handed.
Styles.
But I think the big thing, the skill set of, again, a lot of people aren't used to grinding, is what we've talked about, knowing that, hey, the target score should be 180, which in your head you're like, well, that's minus. Well, yeah, but you can't just go, oh, I'm gonna shoot 240.
Right.
I mean, there are pairs where you can get that, but it's not. You're not going to go to a pair and go, oh yeah, I'm shooting 240 this game.
Yeah, I need it.
So
you don't need it.
It's a mindset thing, and I think that's where this grind comes in because, man, a lot of these people are up for the challenge because, one, they're old school and they like the tougher stuff, or two, maybe they've never experienced something like this, right? They're used to bowling league, and like I've mentioned before a time or two, right? Like this is the comparison. When you have this type of deal, you've got the variety of the same thing happens at the OC, right? The tour guys go bowl the Open Championship. Guess what? They don't always win, right?
Correct.
100%. The pattern is the equalizer, and that's what we're seeing here. You got people that average 220, 230. And they come out and they're like, hey, man, that was 60 under. I threw it pretty good.
Yeah.
Right? And that's just kind of, I think, how it works. And I think that's the thing that bowlers sometimes have a hard time separating themselves in that, just accepting how difficult it can be, because there's some, as you and I talked about, some people that are good players around this area or within driving distance that don't come because they don't want to bowl minus score.
Yeah,
that's a thing, right? And again, that's no disrespect, no nothing.
doubt.
It's how you choose to spend your money, right?
Right.
These people are choosing to invest in the tournament because they know have a chance to win $10,000 plus bracket sides, the doubles, all the other things.
Right.
So yeah, it's just a matter of accepting for what it is and coming to play the game in the environment created.
Yep. No, 100%. I mean, I've heard the argument of re-entry versus no re-entry events, and I get both scenarios. I understand the argument on both sides, but for me, the way these payouts happen is because of the re-entry opportunity, right? I mean, if it's just a one and done type scenario, I don't believe we could have prize funds of this level, because
probably
unless I charge you $1,000 to enter.
And then how many people are going to put that up?
Right, so
well, now we're getting in the action match category.
Yeah, now we're bowling for all or nothing.
Now we're having flashbacks of the high roller, $1,100 and bowl one game, and hope that
cross your fingers.
How many times in the high roller days you watch a guy bowl 119 and win his game, and then next door somebody shoots 260 and loses. Like those were some of the stories from the high roller days.
Yeah.
But again, it's a different time, it's a different generation, it's a different thought process.
Yeah.
We have some updated scores.
Yeah. Theo is about done with game number 4. Yep.
All right, now.
Refresh. We got a couple more.
We're getting there.
Couple more, and there are some players who, obviously the standouts right now, if you're just joining us, Dallas Leong is 117 over for 4.
D-Russ.
Right, we haven't seen anyone in that category since Kyle True, and way back on Squad 2. That was on Thursday.
Yep.
Simon 91 over, same situation. Blair Caps, is it Capus?
I think it's Capus.
He's 32 over for 4.
Yeah.
Now, Kyler Adams, I think this is his best squad through 4 games in regards to full squads. And he's bowled every morning, as we've been talking about. He's bowled Thursday morning, Friday morning, and now Saturday morning, which he said he was going to do, as well as a couple of sweepers. So he's someone, as an example, who's put in some additional time here on the lanes, and what looks to be got himself a good game plan here. Lizzie Reese is 30 under.
Yeah, and that's all just that.
Again, that's
last
through
game.
4.
Bitter hard, yeah, 144.
Yep. Raymond Archuleta having a better day as well. He is 44 under. And one of his friends from their hometown of Espanola, New Mexico, Emilio Samanigo, is 51 under. Now, a struggle as that game was for Derek Acuff, he's not out of the, by any stretch in regards to, finishing a block with some good stuff. 196, 173, 233, and then of course the buck 40. But he's at 746 for 4. So, and again, after yesterday's squad 4, we determined those were the bubble numbers.
Facts.
Brian Wall back at it here, along with Dan Quilt and Brandon Dotson. Still giving it a run. Speaking of giving it a run, Dallas Leong. No doubles over there, but doing his thing through 6. And he's in the great spot, of course. You start well, and there's no such thing as coasting through it, but you certainly are trying to limit the mistakes. Still be aggressive, though. Especially listening or talking to Matt Jones about that yesterday with his squad that he did post his number. That last game, he caught a tough pair, and he said he was trying to play defense as opposed to still playing offense and being aggressive. And so he left a few pins out there. So if you be aggressive still, even though you put up the number, kind of like Jeremy McGilly, we were talking about him. Same thing, pair was kind of getting iffy.
Yeah, his last game.
Yep, the last game, pair was getting iffy. Thought about making the change. He probably was about 98% there to doing it, but that 2% said, hey, don't give all your pins back in one game and somehow mess this thing up for yourself. And he managed to shoot 177, which was I think the best solution, the best possibility at that point. And he's going to be in. The other avenue too, I think, of that thinking is, since the pins drop tomorrow, it's like, all right, you really don't want to put yourself in that situation where you drop too many pins and then it leaves you behind, so to speak, for the cashers round, where all you got to do is get in, and it's like March Madness.
Yep.
We got ourselves a new bracket.
Punch your ticket to the dance.
Yep.
So we were talking earlier about international viewers. Robin Morrison from South Africa.
Hello, Robin. Good morning. Or let's see what time it is in South Africa. Good evening.
There you go.
Good evening in South Africa. It's 7:11 p.m. It's still today, though. It's still Saturday.
All right, that's good.
But good evening. Robin,
Welcome to the show.
Welcome to Bullstream TV. Please subscribe if you have not. This is the Agent Ong Open. If you are unfamiliar, it's the trilogy. 2 previous events already in the books in 2023 and 2024. The inaugural champion was Matt Zweig, and he's already earned himself a spot.
He has punched his ticket to tomorrow.
Indeed, for the cashers round tomorrow. Our defending champion, though, Kyle Ponzil, still trying to put together a squad that will get him there. He is down now on the high end of the building.
Looks to be about, 21, 22-ish.
I'll give it the
down
standings
the yonder.
a refresh quickly here.
Not
First,
bad.
I got Keyshawn Johnson. Carry it.
Scout.
Carry it.
Yeah.
Oh,
With
yeah,
the slap
Keyshawn.
out.
That was a Chicago slap out too, right there.
All right now.
That's man. This you talking about knowing when you're getting old. I mean, his dad is maybe a couple years older than me, maybe. And it's just like, and I heard that Keyshawn was here, but it didn't click until I saw him as the final bowler of the previous game. Like, wait, what's his name? As obviously I asked. I know that's Kate. That's
old
Kate,
age over
that's
here
Kate
setting in.
Smooth's son. That's crazy.
It's all signed out.
I had never seen him bowl in person, though, but I saw a video online. And I knew he was in this area. But, again, yeah, but y'all going to, man, Phoenix.
I'm telling
It's
you.
turning into Chicago West.
I'm telling you.
First of all.
the talent
And
out
then the
here
talent
in
situation.
Phoenix is ridiculous.
Man. And obviously they're the youth of the area now. I mean, you've got a nice range.
That just popped in my head. I'm just going to throw this out there.
Uh-oh.
Utes.
For an action match.
The Utes.
Just hear me
the
out.
Utes in
Uh-oh.
question.
I hear youth versus.
No.
Okay. All right.
Get your 4 squad from any city, any state. Bring your top 4, and let me put my 4 guys together here from the Phoenix, Arizona area, or 4 or 5 man Baker style.
Folks do try to do that.
Baker style.
Not necessarily, of course, Phoenix, but I've heard I feel like I see a team challenge, if you will, issued
Love it.
across a few states, and whether or not they actually happen or people can get stuff together and have enough folks to organize it, and et cetera and so forth.
Well, I think I can put my squad together.
Yeah, I mean, you got a lot to choose from.
Yes. And I have a few people in mind already.
You would be in a tough situation to whittle it down to 4.
No, but
Good shot.
But if you can build a team of 8, you can always bring someone in, just like in collegiate. We can sub people in and out.
Oh, look at this
as
guy.
needed.
He's going full boat. Going a full roster.
Yeah, why not?
I like it. I ain't mad at it.
Hey, it's his world. We're just living in it.
That is also correct.
Just a thought.
I mean, his name is on the tournament, so I mean that's a thing.
I appreciate that. So for all your real estate needs, please reach out.
Absolutely,
Hey, it's a real job.
That's the main part of why we're here. That's it. That's what's up.
I'm going to throw some standings on the screen here shortly.
All right. All right.
While you do that, I'm going to bow out for this set. I'm going to go get ready to check in squad number 1. Or squad, sorry.
This is squad 1.
1 o'clock. I apologize.
We meant what you knew.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to go check on my wife. She's working the booth, and Kyle Troop's autograph session starts in 45 minutes for a couple hours.
Indeed. If
Come on out.
If you're local, come on out. Meet Kyle Troop. Get some autographs. Get some
Photos.
merch. And all of the above. Right here at Bowlero Kyrene.
All right. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
All right, I got Carl Leong. Dallas Leong, by the way, just getting through on 7 and 8. And he's going to make the big jump down to the high end for game number 6. Calvin. All right, takes care of the spare. Lizzie, by the way, going to be in the 190s here with good count. And
I was going to say nothing.
is-
I already made that cloud earlier.
She is 30 under.
All right, that's solid.
It's a good game. So she'll be 38 under, right? So now
With a game to play.
this game 6.
Oh,
important
wait,
for her.
and
Actually, she does get a few pins.
say she gets pins,
Forgot
right?
about that. She gets looks like 5 a game.
Okay. So yeah, her.
Calvin, no.
A little short.
Little short.
Just looking down off in the distance here. Yeah, looks to be some more 2 teams, 220s down that way. Some 190s, 170s, 180s. Again, we're getting ready to get into the last game, game 6 of this. Uh-oh. You got it? All right. Game 6 of this first squad of the day.
Look at Dallas's 10th frame here. He'll take it. Sure is the clean game. What did he say?
Well, I was going to make the comment earlier, right? Like the last few frames, he's come back talking to himself. And again, that's just bowlers do. Bowlers like to talk to themselves, make fun of themselves. It's one of those things that the frustration sets in when you know what you're supposed to do, you know what you're trying to do, and then you don't do it. And I could tell I watched Dallas bowl enough that's what he was kind of going through, and that was one of those, hey, why didn't you do that the last 4 or 5 shots? What you've been trying to do, you finally do it. Hey, look, it struck. So that's just part of playing the game and understanding what you can and can't do.
And these last
fast 8.
2 years for Dallas, I'd maybe
Fast
say 3.
8.
That's great. Last couple years for Dallas, and when he made the decision to go on tour, and obviously that's a big decision, right? To
huge.
make that's a commitment,
Huge,
right?
Big, very big decision.
That's a commitment.
Yes.
And knowing him prior to all of that, like I knew he would be successful because he is a workhorse, right? He is about putting in the work. Watching him in college, again, bowling high-level amateur events. He actually made the U.S. Amateur Show at Team Trials a couple years ago, just right before going on tour.
Okay.
Didn't win. I think who did he lose to? He might have lost to Cam that year.
Cam Crow?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can't remember if that was the year. But just watching him, again, progression, right? And now,
You're talking about the growth and
absolutely.
what is, yeah.
And then the circle, too. I think we probably don't talk enough about the people who you put around you.
Absolutely.
That's a big deal. And it's not just, sports, but in life, right? The circle
For
you
sure.
keep.
Life is about choices.
All of those things. And,
And I've had those conversations with people both on and off the lanes,
Sure.
and especially when you get to the tour aspect, right? I've obviously, again, many years, again, just due to my age of being around the elite players of the game. And, situations, guys that may travel together or girls that travel together, but then they don't room together. Or like, oh, yeah, we all travel, we room, da-da-da. And that creates added stress and drama because, and again, I'm not singling anybody out. It's the environment. It's who you choose to be with, right? And it's amazing to see when people are stuck in some of those situations. And I know what you're talking about with his group. Obviously it's a solid core group, right? And that's also attributed to his success. And like you said, he won a New Mexico Open. He's had good success these last handful of years because of that click and that keeping that group the way it is, right? What I'm saying is sometimes you got to find your group, right? And you just got to find what is your comfort level.
Find your people.
Some people, it doesn't matter. I think, some people are just like, I'll room with whoever, whatever.
Sure.
They still go about their business. But we as humans, everybody's a little bit different, right? And I like this, as I always like to say, bowlers in general are a strange breed of creature, right? And so, it's understanding what your pack, your posse, what that group looks like, and if you're in a good situation, then it kind of tends to flow good. But I've seen it too many times where you get one kind of negative person in a situation, and it could derail a whole group, right? But you're right. Dallas has got a good posse.
We've reached Game 6, and on your screen, those were scores again after 4. That's the top 25, and that red line kind of determines or is more or less the around the number of sorts. Now this is just this squad, right? When we begin, actually, I'll throw up the I'll add on or at least tell you the number where the red line was after 4 squads, which meaning Thursday and Friday's competition. And I think that was, what is it, 40? I think it was minus 47. Let's get that up there real quick. What it is, yo, you got me saying that now. Haven't said that in a while.
What's that?
What it is, yo.
Come on now.
What's up?
That's it. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, man. Minus 53, actually. Minus 53. Going to be projected at this point. Just through a couple of squads. Minus 53. 1 o'clock is anticipated to be a pretty, what I would call a fruitful squad. I think this squad coming up, Squad 6, will be much like Squad 4 with the amount of players who could be plus. And if they aren't plus, they'll be on the bubble. They'll put up a bubble number that will force them to make a decision on whether they should bowl the 6 o'clock or the Desperado.
Is that double bubble?
I think it's double bubble.
Okay. Yeah, no, and again, it's gonna force a hand. I think you're gonna see, like again, there's people that this is their first shift. They're gonna look at it as a, hey, can I get more? I'm gonna jump into this 1 o'clock. And I got to think, too, some folks are, and again, everybody's different. Some may bowl this morning, take the 1 o'clock off, and then bowl at 6. Again, there's, you can do, it's your choice. You can do whatever you want.
It is your choice.
Yeah, I mean, but yeah, it's a matter of, what do you feel comfortable with is, like you said, that bubble number. And I think we'll have a better idea after this, like you said, after this shift. We'll be able to see, okay, is that number still hovering? Is it staying in that window with the number of entries? Like I said, is it going to come down a couple sticks? Is it going to go up a couple sticks? It could go either way, I guess, right? But based on what I've seen here this morning, I don't know that it gets any higher, right? Like, I don't know, or when I say that is going closer to even. I don't know that I see that out there just based on what we've seen so far this morning. Now, that could all change this game as we start game 6, and you look around at some scoreboards and like, oh, there's some pretty decent starts to this last game. So, there's spare double, there's strike double spare, or spare double spare. Yeah, somebody down there with the front 3 or 4. Yeah, so again, that's why we play the game. Let's see.
Is why we play the game.
Let's see what unravels here. Bree is still playing in that little zone, maybe just a little left of the track, feeding it, doing it. She's obviously changed balls, right? She's doing that deal, so I guess we'll see if there's an updated score, because we had, through 4 before, so we didn't know what game 5 was.
Yeah, Bree actually threw, I think we said she was second. There you go. Keep forgetting what day it is. Saturday.
Wow.
You see how long that drop-down menu is.
Yeah, you're right.
So
but we're getting
close.
Hey, by the way, we're working our way to the bottom.
To the bottom.
It's kind of like working your way through a menu, if you will. Yeah, you're like, you see the finish line is coming at you there.
Let me see if Bree's score. Right now, she is 29 over through 5.
Oh, wow.
All right. Solid block, too. 234, 196, 195, 191, 213.
Yep.
Okay, all scores are not in yet for game 5. Just an FYI there. Kyler Adams at minus 30 right now. He's on 9 and 10 in front of us. Important game for him. Lizzie Reese, as we said, 33 under now. She's on 5 and 6 finishing up, and she's got the front 3 to start down
yes,
there.
Yes, sir.
On the ever popular 5 and 6 here at Bowlero Kyrene.
Which is still up for debate, folks. If you've been listening and following along the first couple days, it's been dubbed the best pair in the house, potentially the best pair in the States. And then there's some folks that have bowled on that pair, and they beg to differ because there was no chance they were getting more. I think what's the one game we had, the high game of the 3 was 161. But then there's been a handful of times where, the low game is like one. I think the best set was the low game was like 199. Yeah, so it's generally a good pair. And again, the best way to explain that is not necessarily how it's broken down. And for those who bowl league here, they just say it's just that pair. I think the commonality from the different conversations I've had with small league bowlers here is the kickbacks. And they don't know why or what. Because I asked them, was it flat gutters, this and that? And in conversation, I think there was like 3 or 4 times they all referenced the the pins fly different on that pair, so that tells me it's kickbacks. You know, the board in the back. So, yeah, we'll see what's going on. Yeah, like I said, down here to our right, spare, 3-bagger spare. Somebody down there, yeah, went front 4 spare. Yeah, so we're seeing some clean games being put up here. Some pairs are, and again, when you're moving end to end, we got some folks that are in the 7th frame already of this last game. Right here in front of us, these guys are in the 3rd frame of this last game. So we'll have a staggered finish per the usual. But then again, we'll circle back to you at 1 p.m. local time for the start of the next qualifying squad. As Carl mentioned, he was going in to get with Theo to start checking some folks in for that shift, as we're now clicking at 10:30 a.m. local time. And for those of you on the other side of the globe, in the evening, I think Africa, we were at 7, so it puts us at what, 7:30 ish p.m. We say good evening to you.
Yeah, it was 7:30 in South Africa.
Good morning to everybody west of the Mississippi. As we're rolling into this, you know, covering the zones, right? Doing what we do.
Now let's check the scores here quickly. All right, so we're updated through 5. Thanks, Theo. Take a moment and look at those for a sec. So Dallas Leong now plus 112. Plus 112 leading this squad. Anthony Simonson plus 75 in second on the squad. Brianna Cotay 29 over, third on the squad. Blair Kappas 14 over, fourth on the squad currently. Again, Kyler Adams in front of us right now, 5th on the squad, 30 under, and he is trying to give himself the best possible chance. Just left the flat 10 and came back and put his fingers almost to like massage his temple area.
I was going
right?
to say, this last game, it's not good, unfortunately. And whether it was the mindset going in that he knew he needed wood, or if the pair just transitioned weird, and that's a unfortunate, unforced error. Yeah, he's rubbing his face. He's going to take a walk after that one. Converts the 4-9. Nice pickup there.
Nice.
Split conversion. Mr. 870 over there with strike, spare, 4-bagger. Pretty good pitch there by Brandon.
Brandon Dotson.
We got some clean game, like I said, some clean games cooking down here to the right. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how the and right there.
Nice 4-9. Nice 4-9.
Love that. Uh-oh. Lizzie just a bit outside.
So Lizzie with an important game here. I mean, Gabe Alvarez is still in the mix.
Yeah. Is he hunting?
He's 42 under.
26, 99, 17. Yeah, he's lurking. He is lurking. Where's Gaby boy at?
And Derek is only 60 under. If he can put 220 together, he'll put himself.
Why am I not seeing Gabe? He must be down there in the high end somewhere.
Yeah, he's on the high end.
Oh, there he is. I thought he was crossing with Simon. Oh, hey now. Robertson had a little hop there, and I saw the messenger wipe out the 10. I didn't see the 7 standing from this angle.
Dion Lockett. Guess where Dion's from?
Nova Scotia? Oh, let me guess. Chicago West?
You know it.
That's what's up. I get it. Guess where Dion is from. Again, yeah, and like I mentioned before, folks, the fact of, I grew up in the Midwest and outside of in Illinois, outside of the St. Louis, right? Yeah, I understand it. Coming here, the weather's a lot nicer year-round. I mean, yeah, it gets hot. It's a dry heat. But, yeah, just the weather thing is there is business that pulls plenty of people here for work, but I think the weather is usually the key contributing factor of bringing people out this way.
Just got a nice little inside nugget of information from Michael Fitzgerald, who will be on the lanes here later today.
Okay.
As hands are up for Mike Jones.
Fitzmagic had a little secret.
And the 5-pin. So we talked about Mike's 876, Mike Jones's 876 series.
Yes.
Earlier, he started in front of us. It was shot in this building.
Okay.
Guess what pair it was shot on?
5 and 6.
5 and 6.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's why he's got a good game going.
That is what Fitz said.
Uh-huh. Telling you.
It's all coming together, Pepper.
It's all coming. It's a bold move there, Cotton. Bold move. Looked like a pretty good pitch. Did he carry the 10? No. So he's still got 220 left. Pacing 220. Could get a couple more if he catches a double there on the 10th. Looks like Ponzo put together, I think he had 170 that game. So again, I think that's going to be something you got to look at psyche, right? Like Ponzo, the defending champ, and now he's bowled a handful of squads, thinking, man, I haven't even made the finals yet. So, then it makes you think, is he going to try again, or is he done? I don't know.
Right.
Time will tell.
What was
hey
that?
now, that's a 4.67, son. 4.67.
How about that, K-Rob?
Come on now.
No, we're just split making all.
I was going to say we got it's split-tastic around here.
The interesting thing was I went to that channel or that camera and went away from it to get back to 9 through 12 briefly, and then of course I think I still caught it on the picture-in-picture screen.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So I'm going to actually play this replay and see what it looks like.
Here we go.
Oh no, I got it.
Yep.
Nice.
And
I hadn't hit the button yet.
Yep. I love that. That is awesome. You saw it here, folks. These guys are putting on a split.
Yeah, I might have a
clinic.
split compilation put together.
I was going to say that. I mean, 4 9s, but last night's 4.6. That's a 4.67. Yeah, that's some impressive stuff here, dog. That's good. Made for TV. Made for TV.
Cotay, solid pace. She's kind of doing exactly what Dallas did on that pair. Didn't catch too many doubles. She's got one. Dallas didn't catch any and shot 190 plus. But she's going to be just fine, and looks like she's going to be advancement. Very rare for Bree to bowl something. Certainly local, but really anywhere, but certainly local, to not advance to whatever cut it is.
True story.
That actually happened to her, though, at the Cactus in June. She did not advance to match play.
Really?
It was very, it's about as shocking as.
Let's say you walked outside to look to see if there was like some sort of eclipse or something happening, or.
Yeah, she was close. So it came down actually to the 10th frame.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
so it was tight.
Needed a hit, and I forgot what she left.
Headpin.
Oh, she hit the headpin.
No, she hit the one closest to her.
Definitely hit the headpin.
Again, that's always the target. Hit the one closest to you. your chances of knocking them all down are better that way. Now, I mean, we did see some strikes and other stuff where you didn't touch the one closest to you, but you know, just words of advice from me from being around a long time. I always like to tell people, hit the one closest to you, the one in the front there. That's going to increase your chances.
And as I say that, she gets 6. 2, 4, 5, 7. I like her game plan though, but we talked about that last night when she opened up with the 6 o'clock sweeper. 222 down there for Mike Jones, by the way. Lizzie Rees is going to.
Let's see what she gets.
Not quite in there in the books yet, but.
What do we have here?
She's 30.
Where is Yamamoto?
Aaron is he's 100 and some odd out currently.
Well,
or under
he's
par, I should say.
looking at
133 to be exact. Oof. Cotay misses that spare, unfortunately. And of course, 10 pin for Lizzie.
All right. I think that's a 6-pack for Yamamoto. That's why I asked. It looks like he's got 258 left.
Well, that's a huge chunk, obviously.
Again, I'm at an angle, but yeah, I believe that hit right there gets him into the 250s. Or is it 260? Was he double?
What pair is he on? 19?
Yes, 19 and 20.
Okay, a little too far.
But it looks like 3-bagger, spare. 57? Looks like 257 points from what I could kind of see from an angle.
Okay.
So, yeah, you never know. Again, bubble.
Minus 76.
Yeah, maybe that's just a touch too far.
It was a fresh form.
And Lizzie puts together 2-0.
2-team.
Oh, 2-team.
Yep.
211. Good on her.
It's going to put her at, if I added that up, minus 17 with the additional pins.
Like that. Like that for her. And Bree, after you clouded her, managed to come back in the foundation frame with a X, gets the spot.
Eshawn. Send them, young man. All right, Dion. Close things out here. Looks like 11 and 12. Dallas is still down there finishing up on the high end of the building, along with Blair Kappas, 2 individuals who look to be certainly Dallas. And as long as Blair didn't get nothing crazy, actually Dallas is like he just threw one right down the middle.
I do have glasses on, and like I said, it was a stretch for me to see 19 and 20. Yeah. That's a really far angle. Like I can see the screen. I could not make out any lines, dashes, circles, squares. That's just too far.
I'll talk to JJ about getting lane talk in here.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Maybe we can get Carl Lane Talk to speak. Maybe that'll be a nice little sponsorship, right?
Amen. I like that idea.
Although the scoring system might.
Oh, hey now. Look at that.
We missed that one.
You missed it. What are you doing?
That one was, we were on, I didn't have my
Come
PIP
on,
in the
man.
building.
Come on.
Oh, darn it.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
That was a 1-3-7-10. Is that what?
Something like that, and it was using the sideboards to the advantage to make it all happen.
All right, so now the final shots are going to come from 7 and 8. That's a win and you're in for Bree.
What's that?
That's a win and you're in, meaning,
Oh, gotcha.
you know, she's good. She's going to be in.
That's all in his hair.
199 points. -1 off of her total. Yeah, I like that.
Plus 28.
Plus 28 is
She's good.
comfortably good.
She can enjoy the rest of her day.
Yeah. And she said she stayed up this way last night. I don't know if that means that she's going to go home now, because now she gets the rest of the day off. I'm going to come back tomorrow morning, because, again, she's, what'd you say, just over an hour away?
For her, she said hour and 15.
Hour 15, yeah. Outside of Tucson, I believe, right? We're watching the final shots here on 7 and 8. We'll see. See if we can. And where we at? Was it Keyshawn, right?
That is Keyshawn.
And where was
Keyshawn Johnson.
Not to be confused with the Keyshawn Johnson.
Yeah, he was a little bit underneath the line. But you see a lot of the good tools that he's got.
Yep. Potential. There is potential there.
Absolutely. And of course, looks like he's going to or is competing at Arizona State.
Yeah, or that he's just a big fan and just got the jersey.
A lot of history and lineage with that program, too, with regard to college bowling.
Uh-oh.
That's all good. It's all good. Young K Smooth there.
Yep.
2-1-0. So he finishes with 2-10. And that will complete his squad here. Steve Decker, Jeff, and everybody else. Kyle Duster checking in.
What's up, boys?
Mike, you know what? If you're still listening, I did get an answer to that question. And you actually yesterday, and I asked Carl about it last night. And it actually has nothing to do with, anything related to scores, entries, nothing. It is something for
the office,
Theo and Carl to, however they have, people in certain buckets and in this type of entry.
Based on the people who sign up
early,
birds,
all of those things.
That was, as he said, clerical.
Yes, it's a clerical
colors, if you will.
Yes, it's almost like having a couple of highlighters on your master sheet.
Yes, I like highlighters.
Is what took place there. So it means nothing. Doesn't have any effect on their standings. If they get extra pins, any of that.
And no, you don't get to pick your color. It's just purely, like I said, clerical colors for Theo and Carl.
With that said, folks, we will bid you adieu for now. Before we go, though, Schlemer, just let me get your final thoughts here, because obviously some very talented individuals on this squad, including Dallas Leong, who we don't know what Simo shot, but between Dallas, Simo, one of them is going to leave, so we'll assume Dallas for now. Dallas is in, though. Simo's in to tomorrow. So is Brianna Cotay. Assuming Blair Kappas is in.
Stayed in.
Lizzie Reese was really good, especially down the stretch. And we don't know about the rest of the field, at least
we can say, unfortunately, Kyler did have a really bad game in front of us there. So, again, he's got to look at, is it taking in another squad or wait until the Desperado tonight? I don't know. We'll see. And that's another strategy, too. And I don't think we've talked about, the Desperado, because it's a shorter.
It's like a sweeper.
It's a sweeper, right? It's a 2-game crack. Take a crack at it and try and get in. And somebody going to go, I'm not going to bowl a 6-game squad. I'm just going to take my luck in the 2-game shot. I don't know. I'm guessing some people might think that way.
Well, sometimes, not sometimes. This Desperado most are, when they say immediately after the final squad, the sweeper, the 8:30 was after the fresh was run on the 6. Again, only 2 games. Desperados after 6 games bowled. And so, if you're someone who felt like your look got better at the end of a squad,
I was just popping in my head a couple guys that jumped to reactive and jumped in.
You might
that
go
did
bowl
the
with
little
that
bounce. Yeah, maybe a thing.
Did you learn anything new watching this squad based on the players we saw, maybe some of the strategies that we see, or did it look more or less similar to what we have been seeing with a wrinkle or two different?
I'm going to go with it was the same. Maybe there's always going to be wrinkles, right? Anytime the pattern gets applied so many times consecutively. But it was nothing. Oh, here. What'd you have there, Blair? -2.
-2.
Okay. Yeah, that should be solid. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. No, for sure. Yeah. That's we're getting. Yeah, we're still waiting the scores. Blair said he's -2, which is that should be plenty, right? Yeah, I don't think there's any wrinkles per se. I think it's as we've been talking about, depending on what pair you start on, how many people are throwing Thane, are they sandblasting it? We did see more. I think we saw more reactive balls this morning, so I think that did contribute to some of the pairs breaking down the way they did. But again, it wasn't too. As an example, like Lizzie, she's like I told you, she's simple. You saw it. She keeps it in front of her. She used the red ball, the 78, and where she got lost in that game, when she kind of felt like she couldn't get it to do what she needed, so she fished around with reactive and stuff like that. Ended up back to the red ball, and then again shoots 211 or whatever the last game. So that just tells you, again, it's navigating pair to pair when you're in a certain zone, doing a certain thing, and knowing when to ball up, ball down. Again, I know we've mentioned it time and time before. Circling back to what Kyle and Jonesy said, Matt Jones, right? Like knowing when to cover up, cover down. You're in that zone. You're playing safe. You don't want to make too big of a move, right? And I think this is all gonna. Oh yeah, she's like, do you think I'm good?
Oh
yeah. You are in soft, sweetheart. You're good. It's one of those things that and again, now we're gonna get more players coming in to play this next set. Yeah, we'll see how it unravels, but yeah, it was no. There was not something to look at. We looked at each other and go, "Oh my gosh, where'd that come from?" We didn't have one of those moments. So, I'm confident. Again, like we talked about with Simo and Dallas and some guys that, it was good.
Okay. All right, we'll wait.
Yeah, we can
All
chit-chat.
right, so Carl just told us we'll have scores up in about 3 minutes or so. So we will wait. It'll give us an opportunity to thank our sponsors. Of course, Team Agent Ong, My Home Group, of course, Acclaim Garage Doors, Roto Grip, Schroeder Family Electric, Dude Wipes. In fact, hold on a second. Can we steal you for 2 minutes? Okay. All right, so while we wait, we're going to talk to Brianna Cotay so she can detail a little bit about her day. Tyler Hemmings Media, Bowlifi, Travel 24/7, Brightside Catering, Chef Adam Ellison, Create Proof Print, East Valley Fans and Blinds, Burke Brothers. 2 score sheets. That's right. Start calling them out.
And they know who it is.
TMH
we got
websites.
everybody but you.
Ramsey Auto Center, Spartan Family Plumbing, Crate Bar, B3 Performance, Chuck's Painting, and Swift Home Inspection, along with Friggin' Jerk. Okay, Brianna Cotay.
Yes.
Good bowling. First
I feel
and
like
foremost.
I just pulled the US Open.
Yeah, it wasn't quite my question, but that's what
I'll
we've
just
been
lead
talking
into
about.
it.
That's what we've been talking about in this
I
booth.
couldn't wait to be done. I was like, man,
It's
if there was
giving-
2 more games
it's
of
giving
that.
those vibes.
Yeah, I mean, they're hard. They're very speed sensitive. And then when you're hitting the pocket and not carrying, it's like, okay, practice patience. Like, make your
Right.
spares. That was the only spare I missed the entire block. So, I mean, my spare game was on point today, thank God. But they're hard. I mean, they're just hard. They're hard, and I'm grateful that they're hard.
If it makes you feel any better, you're reiterating and echoing what the guy named Kyle Troop said and the guy Matt Jones said.
Well, and they're
while we
kind
had
of
them in
good.
the booth.
You know, they're
By the way, don't sell yourself short. You're really good too.
Thank you.
But it's a mindset, and that's
It
exactly
is.
what both of those had referenced. proud of
Yeah.
you. Just you're like, I feel like I bowled the U.S. Open, and that's kind of what we talked about, right? And
It was like instant relief when I was done. I was like, all right, I'm done. And I mean, you've all seen it watching us grind U.S. Opens or just hard blocks. Like the immediate relief when you're done with the block and you're just like, I may not have went like 150 over, but I mean, my low score was 191 and my high score was 234. I
that's
can't
exactly what it's
ask for
supposed to be.
anything more.
Absolutely.
Yeah, could I have gotten some more hits? Yes, but at this point, I can't be greedy. I just need to be grateful that I bowled that well with them being that hard.
Oh, for sure.
Especially with all this urethane.
Right, and that's
it's really hard for me to get the ball to do the right thing when there's that much urethane.
Right, and that's as we talked about from day one, Thursday morning to now, right? The target score, as I mentioned, was 180.
Yeah.
You take your 180, and if you, like you said, your low game was 191. So you're hitting the pocket, you're keeping it in play, you're doing what Brianna Cotay does. And tell us a little bit about that aspect, because the thing, and that's what you just asked me if I saw anything different today, and I said no. I said it is. I said we did see more reactive.
Yeah.
And for you, like over the first couple days, there was a couple pairs where everybody threw sandblasted urethane, right?
Yeah.
So you saw it sprinkle through. And when you say that, because again, we've got fans, we got South Africa or Africa, we've got Australia, we've got people from around the globe chiming in. Tell us what that, like you said, I saw you start with a hustle. Kind of tell us your progression, or did you stay in the same kind of window? Were any major moves left to right, front to back? What was cooking there?
I learned a lot in the sweeper. I only bowled the one sweeper on fresh yesterday, and I had a really good handle on what the fresh was. I shot 230 both my game ones.
Yep.
My ball was doing the right thing. And I learned quickly last night that my hustle was going to be good for one game.
Okay.
It was going to get me through the fresh, give it a little bit of control because they're still fresh down lane. So I immediately got out of it frame 3 after I Greek churched and went to the Ion Pro, the original one.
Okay.
Still shiny. And I threw that up until the last 2 games, and then I went to the IQ Tour AI. So my progression is a little wonky and all over the place, but I never threw surface.
I was just going to say, I just want to make note, because when you started with the hustle you started with, right?
It's
the
very
red,
shiny.
purple, black.
Yes.
That did not, when we manufactured it, it did not come that way. It was
No.
a dull ball out of the box.
Yes.
You obviously shined it.
Correct. It's about 500 underneath and super just press on it.
Okay.
So, and then
But the fact that you used 3 shiny balls, I think,
Correct,
is what we
yeah.
want to make note of.
And the same thing with the Ion Pro. Like, it's not out of the box. It is also shined up.
Yep.
It's about 1,000 of polish. And then the IQ AI is just out of the box, which is naturally shiny. And for me, with all the urethane, it starts to eat the front part of the lane. My ball wants to hook early in general already, so I need something to get through that gunk of being chopped up in the desert in the front part of the lane. So I immediately gravitate towards lower end balls and as well as the shinier balls to get through that. Then my biggest hurdle is getting it through the pins down lane.
I was going to say it's not necessarily lower end balls. The balls you referenced are lower diff balls. In hustle, Ion, and IQ, those are all low, and when we say lower diff is that number smaller means that the core doesn't want to torque side to side.
Yeah, it doesn't
they're
wanna,
more control.
doesn't want to get offline.
They're controllable balls.
Very controllable.
And so with shiny, you kind of using different RGs, because again you throw 14 pounds, and we made note of that. Because again 14 pounds doesn't matter the manufacturer, the RGs go up.
Yep.
So again, now we're, like you said, getting it through the desert.
Getting it through the desert. And then how do I get it through the pins?
The medium diffs to, okay, do I need a little bit more help because I've seen some Thane carry down?
Yes.
Or, which that's where Ion, a little bit more engine.
Yep.
That's great analogy there.
And I kind of, when I went to the IQ Tour AI, it has a little bit of shorter pin than the other 2 balls, so it read a little bit sooner. But it was obviously a weaker ball than the Ion, so it was naturally going to be cleaner. And kind of picked up in more of the mid lane that I think I needed to kind of combat that urethane that was going on. And I mean, that pair was pretty tough. 7 and 8. Finally got a lucky break there in the 10th, so I was grateful for that. But it's literally just trying to control the pocket and make your spares and don't leave anything crazy, which
Correct.
It sounds so easy to do.
It's way harder than...
It's way harder than it is because
Yes.
we all want to start stringing them, and when they're this hard, you just have to take advantage of the good pair. And for me, that was game 1. and then just grind the rest of the way. So
yeah, and we talked about the bowling ball. So then my next question is the on the lane. Was it you stayed within the same zone? Did you parallel? Was there ever like a little lofty? How did you attack it that way?
So not a big lofty, but I started more like track area to start, and then I just slowly migrated parallel in, like maybe like 3 and 2. I didn't have big angles because the minute I got it away from the head pin, it wasn't going to hit the head pin. So I was like
one way or the other.
One way or the other, correct.
Right.
And there was times where I would get offline, it would hook, but it had to be pretty straight up the lane as far as like as I'm moving deeper. But my angle stayed the same. I'm just getting closer to the head pin because again the urethane is stretching this 35-foot pattern. By the end of this block, it is not 35 feet. There's
and
you don't see us playing in the middle part of the lane
and
with 35 feet.
Exactly it, right? And again, the zone you started is where we saw some folks playing yesterday morning. So that tells you there's a zone there, right? And it's there. You use reactive. You use shiny. No surface. And to think and saying that out loud, right? 35 feet, but I'm trying to bring it closer to the pocket.
Yes.
And again, that's an attribute of not only the volume, a combination of the amount of volume at 32.8 plus the thane.
Correct.
Kind of.
It stretches fairly quickly, and
so in other words, it's just like bowling on the women's tour.
Yeah, and
Said
I
no
will,
one ever.
Well,
no,
I
just
mean,
kidding.
I will kind
actually,
of reference.
it is kind of close. Actually,
I will kind of reference. I mean, the volume is obviously a lot higher than maybe what we usually see. We're like our sweet spot's like 26, 27 probably mils. But for example, the tour championships, it was 40-some feet, but it was really like 35 buffed to 40-something.
Okay.
So it still was a shorter pattern, and it kind of played similar to this. This played a little tighter just because of all the urethane, and obviously we don't have that much urethane on the women's tour, so the back ends tend to be a little crisper, a little bit longer,
right?
Before the pattern just naturally stretches with the play going down the lane.
Right.
But it's kind of like, all right, like these are the balls I use there. I think it makes sense for me to try to start with these balls on this pattern and see kind of, I watched Thursday, I watched the Friday squads. I really got a grasp on what to do actually watching Wesley Lowe, who is on the complete opposite side of the lane, throws it 100 miles an hour faster than me. But watching him, I was like, he's in like that track zone, and he was obviously throwing urethane, but I'm like, to me that just looks like where you need to start. The gutter, unless you have some really good touch, and Simo and Kyle are really good at that, to just super soft with
and
it.
attest to that because when we were talking about, I don't know where he ended up, but I mean he was in where you were.
Yeah, and I think he had
Kyle
migrated.
was kind of in that same zone as well with the thane is what he did,
yeah,
right?
but they're able to manipulate it and obviously get through the pins with their rev rate. So, and Dallas Leong bowled great today. He has I call it like a voodoo roll. So he can do
we did mention that. He does have a unique roll,
so
for
his
sure.
ball is probably not seeing that front part of the lane as much. So, uniquely different for everybody. Simo, I'm just looking at the standings because I haven't seen them. But yeah, Simo, kind of did the same thing, had some really good games, and then just grinded the rest of the way.
Yep.
The scores aren't high. So I'm interested to see how the 1 o'clock squad plays because I think there's going to be a lot more people on this squad.
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
So,
Carl mentioned earlier that was already, before this squad was done, there was already, I think, 50 or a few more.
Yeah.
Room to get to 90. We'll see how it shakes out. Yeah, I would assume there's going to be more folks bowling.
I'm curious to see because, our game 6 may be like their game 2.5. Depending on how many people are on the pair.
Very true.
So,
and then it also is how many people are using urethane. Are they using surface? Are they going to tumble reactive or not? I think one thing I want to touch on too, before you get out of here. So are you heading back home, or what are you doing?
I am going to head back home. Yeah, I'm going to go back and pack up my stuff, get some breakfast, and head out. But I'm really grateful that I'm one and done.
One and done. I like that. The one thing I want to touch upon was actually, again, this comes into, and I don't know how much you've experienced it, this is the red oil, right?
Yes.
So we're now into this.
Yes.
Bowlero has their 2 colors of oil. This is the red.
Yes.
And actually, have you bowled much on
my
it?
Second time bowling on it.
Okay.
So I bowled Bowlero Tucson last weekend, our local King of the Hill that we bowl. We bowled on it on a PBA Scorpion. I think it was a newer Scorpion, so it was really long. I shot like 310 my first 2 games because I split or I struck. Like I was just confused, and I was like, man, to me the oil was playing like a little thicker, like a little bit on the thicker side of oil.
Yes.
I wouldn't say fire. I would say I was like kind of like current. Well, it's not nothing close to like terrain, but like
the one that
the viscosity just felt thick to me, and I know what
Yes.
my balls do when it comes to thick oil. And for me, like I need to throw something a little bit cleaner, a little bit weaker to kind of combat that.
And I'm glad you brought that up because what I've heard now from a few places, and I've kind of said it on the stream here, from different places across the country, hearing as they've learned the red and blue. So
Yeah.
the center itself gets to pick which color they want.
Okay.
The red falling more towards Prodigy.
Oh,
Is kind of
okay.
a reference I've heard,
Yeah.
which makes sense because it's elastic, it stretches a little
Yes,
bit,
it's
it
not
doesn't
supposed to,
super
like-
carry down.
Yeah, but it's not really supposed to like
And it
evaporate.
doesn't
like
super
fire.
blow apart. Correct, right? So I think that's that's part of it too. So it's interesting.
Yeah.
You referenced like you said, you bowled in the same kind of oil
Yeah.
on a pattern that's not super long. But you're like, yeah, I had,
and
I had like 150, 160.
and
It
I
wasn't,
was,
my ball wasn't doing
no,
the right
I
thing.
actually had 150, 140, and
Okay.
I somehow managed to win that tournament.
Wow, look at you go.
I was minus 98 for 3, and I was plus 130 after 9.
Okay, so you figured it out.
I figured it out, but
The lanes changed your ball. That's what happened.
yeah, just waiting for that ball reaction. The
Waiting
lanes
for it to
always
come
come
to
to
you.
us. In case you guys are wondering, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, exactly. That's a tour.
That's
the tour life,
that's
folks.
tour bowling.
If you're wanting to know, you just keep throwing it there, and eventually the lane's going to change to your ball. That's how that works.
So I mean, but it is learning. It's like, okay, seeing what your ball is doing on the lane, like what you're leaving. Like people really take for granted, like it's kind of frustrating to see the pins that you leave, but like the pins are telling you like what your balls are doing exactly. Like you're flat pinning, you're like, okay, it's maybe burning up. You're 4-pinning, you're like, okay, or even like you start splitting, or you go high, you go light. You're like, the ball's not doing the right thing if that's the kind of reaction that you're getting. So. Let your ball be the guide, and let like your leaves. If you think that you're throwing it well, let that be your guide. Like maybe you should probably get out of that ball and try something different. I've learned bowling that it may be the wrong choice, but like it's just more information to help you through your block. I tried a couple different balls in fills that weren't the right ball, but I was like, okay, they're limited. I'm not gonna try them anymore. I'm gonna go the other way in the arsenal. So I think, that there's a lot to be learned when you make those kind of decisions. And use them in a fill shot. I use it on an open in the third frame. Got to try something, but
Yeah.
I'm a little bit more daring than some people. So
Hey, that's what it is, right? Like, and
Yeah.
it was, and like you said, navigating in this building, as we've talked about, it's navigating. Not even just pair to pair; it's lane to lane.
correct.
Because, and I think that's one thing that we've tried to talk about, and I know E's done a great job over the course of time talking about that, because no two lanes are alike, even
Never.
when they're systematically put together
Right
as a
next to
pair.
each other, yep.
It doesn't necessarily make them a pair, right?
No.
Every lane it's a snowflake, and it's
Yeah.
unique. And like we talked about, we do know that 5 and 6. Actually, Mike Jones here, I think he had the 870 series on 5 and 6 a little bit
Yeah,
later, and then
crushed 'em.
we talked about this last game. He shoots 220. So obviously there's something to that pair.
Yeah. And I will tell you, 3 and 4 is not a very good pair.
Exactly. Well, we're not using it, so that you
And
got that.
that's just experience.
And there's
from bowling this
other
event.
lanes or other pairs in here that folks that bowl league kid are like, oh yeah, 21, 22.
Yeah.
And that's just, and again, as we all know, that's
Characteristics of the house.
nuances and things
Yep.
you learn bowling here
Oh,
more and
yeah.
more. But yeah, no, that's some great insight, and thanks again for stopping by.
Oh, my
and
pleasure.
everybody tuning in. Like you said, he cracked 10,000. We've got international
did it!
fans. Yeah, it's been a cool week here
I
with
felt
the.
so guilty because I wasn't subscribed until this morning.
Oh,
I thought I was,
okay.
and then I was like, "Oh, he's gonna be mad
Yeah,
at me."
he
I was like, no.
surpassed it. It was last
Maybe
night.
I was a 10,000 one. No, it was last night.
It was
Dang
actually last night, right? As we were during the action match.
Nice.
It was one of those things that
Good.
right
That's
towards the end, and all of a sudden, my man teared up for a second. He's like,
Aw.
"Oh, whoa." He couldn't even hardly talk, right? When you
10
broke
Gs.
the 10,000, the 10K last night.
Yeah.
Hey, I saw the tear in
That's a
your eye,
big
bro.
deal,
That's your
man.
baby. I get it. I understand.
big
That's
deal.
huge. Yeah. So it's been a good fun week and a lot of things
I
cooking.
think I was just tired.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm
Were
sorry.
you
I
crying
was
'cause
trying
it
to
was
make it.
over?
I was trying to make it
Were
a
you
feel
crying
good
because the day
story.
was over? You're like, we made
I was
it.
trying to make it a feel good story, and he's like, "Oh no, I was just tired."
He chimes in the last second. No, guys, it wasn't about
My
that.
bad.
I was just tired and hungry, and
I messed that whole script up. All right, sorry, Hollywood.
sorry. We're just trying to give Emil the benefit
Trying to
of
give
the
you
doubt.
props, dog.
But,
Trying to give you props.
I appreciate you guys doing this long days.
Yeah.
So thank you for covering it. I know they're tough, but you got a lot of good stuff going out here. A lot of good bowlers to give you some good insight and information. So hopefully those coming in, we're able to watch some squads and get some pointers, and hopefully they do well.
All right. What do you got there, E?
All right, we're going to wrap it up.
All right.
All right, I'm gonna get some food.
You should.
I like that.
Enjoy.
I'd like that for you.
All right, thanks. You guys
And
too.
travel safely
I will. I'll see you guys
if
in the
you're going
morning.
home immediately.
I am.
All
Well,
right.
after heat.
All right.
All right, that's Brianna Cotay. Appreciate you, Bree, and appreciate you, Schlemer. That was some good stuff.
We're here for you, man.
Might go down and we'll untackle some of what she said during the next squad if you're good with that.
Yeah, for sure.
Lead off with some of those
Tidbits.
good informational tidbits.
Nuggets.
Yep, absolutely. As we close it out here, we left you with the scores from this squad. We'll see you for Squad 6 at 1 p.m. local, 3 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Eastern, right here on Bowlstream TV. So for Chris Schlemer, Carl Ong, JJ here, of course, our GM at Bowlero Kyrene. My name is Emil Williams Jr. We will see you again shortly right here on Bowlstream TV. It's the Agent Ong Open the Trilogy.